The football team has no name. The New York Giants fans have no shame. And it's been Batman forever since the Cowboys won the big game. You are now watching a Philly Fuego production. Gracias, amigos. Fly, Eagles, fly. Welcome to the Nest Out West, where Eagles fans are always the best. I will always ride or die for this team, and when I'm gone, please bury me in green. Now I don't want to come off like I'm bragging, but I'ma bring the heat like an effing dragon. You can call me Fuego, aka Phillyzilla, coming to you like the Thriller in Manila. Lots of collabs and live streams galore. You're gonna love what I have in store. Giving you my all, I always will try. And just remember, it's fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah.
What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I am Philly Foothills, and I am back in the Nest Out West, where I'm trying to bring you the best place to come get shit off your chest when it comes to our Philadelphia Eagles. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another Taco Tuesday with my guy here, AK Eagles, of the Eagles Uncensored podcast. We are rocking on both channels tonight, live on the Nest Out West right here, out here in Cali. We're always holding it down for Eagles Nation, 24/7, 365. But we're also live out in Pennsylvania, out my boy, AK Eagles, out in his garage, out in his smoke shack. Yes, sir. We are ready to rock this shit tonight. We already got 6 people on the live stream. So I really, really appreciate all you guys being here so far. Thank you so much. And yes, we're going to dive into this. Let's go. AK, my guy.
Yes,
Let
sir.
him know. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is AK Eagles from the Eagles Uncensored podcast. Appreciate each and every one of you coming out and joining us tonight. You know, we feel it. You guys feel it. It's Eagles football. We're on a win streak. Let's keep it going. There's nothing in front to be able to stop us, you know. We can only beat ourselves. So, you know, man, feeling great. Feeling good. The roots
Hell
are
yeah.
growing.
Absolutely. Yes, they are. We are feeling really good because we got a lot to feel good about right now. Even though we're not quite back to 500 yet, barring anything going too wrong this weekend, we should get back to 500. I'm definitely feeling very confident against a subpar New York Giants team. That's for sure. It doesn't matter where we play them. We could play them on the moon, and I still think we would beat them right now. So, yeah, I'm very confident about this weekend. But yeah. We got some people in the chat, so let's give some shout-outs real quick. Jay Milt from Jersey. What's going on, Jay Milt? Always appreciate you, dog. He said, yes, sir. Let's go. Fly, Eagles, fly. Absolutely. Absolutely, always. Says, yo, we in here. Double channel live. Let's go. Early bird gets the worm. Absolutely. And, sir, you were the early bird. You do get the worm tonight. Absolutely. Very good job tonight, Jay Milt. Appreciate you checking in, first and foremost. Gio from the 215, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you as well. Thank you for checking in. Yes. Yes, Jay Mill, you were first in line, absolutely. Nope, Gio did not beat you. You were first in line, dog. You were first in line. Yes, sir. Yeah, we got Jinx Wolf in the building as well. He said, let's go, baby. Absolutely. Let's freaking go. It's time to get this shit popping. Yes, sir, J Mill. Jinx Wolf said, Wagyu. My meat, don't forget. You spelled meat wrong. There's an A in there.
Yeah, at least learn to spell it for them to insult me.
I'm born and raised out here in Cali, J Mill. And I'm very proud of being a self-made Eagles fan too. because I don't have any family members from back east. There was no family members that were Eagles fans in my family before me. So, I feel very original and very proud to be an Eagles fan from the West Coast. Absolutely, because there's not a lot of. I mean, there is people out here, obviously, but there's not a lot of self-made Eagles fans, and I'm proud to be one of them. That's for sure. Yes, Jinx, please, everybody hit that like on both channels. Because like I said earlier, we're live on not only my channel, the Nest Out West, but also AK Eagles channel, Eagles Uncensored podcast. So make sure whatever channel you're watching it on right now, you hop over to the other one at some point, and you hit that like on both of them. We really appreciate it because it helps more than you guys know. It really helps push that content further out into the to the YouTube stratosphere. So we really appreciate it because it helps get more eyes on the content and all that good stuff. So thank you guys so much for all your
please
love
like
and
and
support.
subscribe to keep our dreams alive. Wait, oh no, that's your thing. Go ahead, dog.
Hey, that was good. You got it, brother.
No, take it away.
Yeah. If you, like he said, you guys are the food and the water to the channel. Without you, it does not continue to survive. So if you're feeling the vibe, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to keep our dreams alive. Absolutely. We appreciate that, Jinx. Thank you so much. Let me click on that. There we go. In the words of Vic 3, Foothills keep flexing about being on the West Coast. Yeah, J-Mill. I know it's getting cold out there. How's the weather been out there recently, AK? What's going on, Papa Sora?
Colder than I'd like to admit.
Cold as shit?
Yeah.
Colder than a witch's titty, as they say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My nipples can cut glass right now. I'm so cold.
But for real, though, I mean, I want you to take a minute and kind of go over some of the stats that you have for us tonight, in regards to our Philadelphia Eagles this year, our quarterback, and some of those good numbers that you're throwing at me.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Jinx, it's a joke. Calm down, man. Relax. It's okay. Eagles have won 3 of the last 4. Okay, obviously we know that. All right. Eagles are 20-5 in the last 25 games against the New York Giants. Let that sink in. Eagles are 10-3 against New York at New York since 2008. We're 10-3 in their home stadium. So they've only lost 3 times. We are first in rushing at 217.5 yards per game. That's pretty damn good. That means we rush 200 a game. So
over 200 yards a game we're averaging for the whole season right now. So are we the number 1 rushing team right now according to that?
Number one. We are first in rushing at 217.5 yards per game. We are second in scoring at 34.5 points per game in the NFL. Second in scoring. Out of everyone. Second. All right. Hurts leads the NFL in explosive plays with 78. That's more plays. That's plays longer than 20 yards. All right. And Hurts has in the last, since week 8, I guess, he's been the number 1 quarterback in the NFL in QBR. So for the last 5 weeks now.
Dang. Yeah.
So.
Well, because I know that
those stats,
those numbers speak very loud. Right. Yeah, I think they really did. I think we're not full. I don't know if we're, as Eagles fans, if we're really fully grasping what. I mean, because we're supposed to be in a retooling, rebuilding type of year, but we're we're putting some wins together now. So, I don't know. Like we're really doing something special right now, especially these last 3 or even 4 games going back to Las Vegas, right? Because or did we played the Lions after Las Vegas?
I would say it's right after the Chargers game is
Hold on
whenever when we started. But I got to say this, man.
Right.
This team. You kind of said it. I heard it on ESPN this morning. And it came from somebody I hate very deeply, Dan Orlowski. He said this is a team right now that you don't want to meet. Like between our offensive line and how they play rough and how they block to the extreme. I mean, like for instance, that Kels block when he took that guy's soul. They're just very aggressive up front. Very aggressive. And when you have a team that's rebuilding, but not just rebuilding, they're also winning in that process. That's very unheard of. Not many teams can rebuild and win at the same time, which makes us even more dangerous. And that's what he said. The Eagles, he's like, you better pray that they don't make it to the playoffs. He's like, because if they do, and they keep doing what they're doing, he was like, this team is going to be a team you don't want to see make it in. And he's right. And he's extremely right. I mean, you got to look. You just made the Saints look like puppies. No lie. And that was the number 1 rushing defense.
Right. It's one thing to do. Yeah. And it's one thing to do that against subpar defenses, but we did it against the number 1 rushing defense. We're continuing. It's like, especially these last 3 games, the rushing yards just keep going up. We went from what we rushed for 176 against LA, then we went to 216 against Broncos, and then 242 against this last game against the Saints. So we're just going up and up, and like you said, we're averaging well over 200 yards a game on the ground right now because we have a quarterback who's mobile. So we don't need a and with these running backs that we have a good stable right now. We really do. We got Boston Scott chips in even. Jordan Howard's been running very, very confidently. Like I said on Vic's post-game show, I think it was, me personally, and I think I told you this when we were texting during the game, I would have had Jordan Howard starting against the Saints, and I would have eased Miles Sanders back in, And it's no like clear cut, like, oh, he's going to be the RB1 now, you're the RB2. No, it's just a matter of he's more in game shape. He's more of the confident runner right now, and he's the one. It's like if you want your, it's not nothing to be. And we talked about this, when we talked about this preseason, even in training camp. Nothing's handed to anybody. There should have been competition everywhere. So, and that's got to continue into the season as well.
Yeah.
Over these. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you're good.
So even going back to the Lions game, we rushed for 236 against the Lions. This past weekend is the second time that we put up 40 points this year. We put up 40 against the Lions. Now we put up 40 against the number 1 defense. And they were worn down because we were definitely getting off the field when we were on defense. So their defense was on the field a lot Sunday.
Well, listen, man, this is why the run is working, okay? And I want to make this point. One, did you see, and I brought this point up, I think it was last night. Did you see Jeffrey Lurie's face in the 4th when we were winning, right when we came back from commercial? Remember when they put the camera on him? Yeah. When it was like 30-10? Okay, do you remember there was like no smile? Like he was actually like, looking off to the side, like there was like no emotion there. Like he wasn't even happy about winning. Okay. Well, that made me think a little bit. One, is he happy that we're winning by running and not doing it his way? Because we've all heard that supposedly Howie and Jeffrey believe that it's a pass heavy football league. You got to pass to win. And pretty much almost every GM believes that. Well, we are running the ball very heavy. So whenever everyone thinks it's a pass heavy league, pretty much all these defenses are going out there and they're scheming for the pass. No one's really scheming for the run anymore because no one does it. So when you have two teams like us and Indy who come out and run the ball, well, that just throws everything off because they're like, well, what do? We never cover the run. Everyone else is always passing the ball. So you know what I'm saying? But I believe, too, that you see it. Nick is just genuinely, he is a nice guy. It's hard to hate him because he's kind of innocent, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like you can tell there's no hate in his body whatsoever. And did he somehow befriend Howie Roseman and pull him to his side to make him feel like, hey, maybe this is the way to go about doing things? Maybe he does have something here. Like I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know how you do a 180 and completely turn us around and make us one of the best teams in the NFL after being shitty for 7 weeks. I really don't. But whatever happened, man, like show emotion, Jeffrey. Be happy that your team's fucking winning. Like, holy crap, man. That's all I got to say.
No, I think you definitely have a point. Because I think he wanted them, to be a passing team, but you win the way you can win. That's bottom line. So this team has definitely found their identity. We found our way to win. And like Dan Orlovsky said, not a lot of teams are going to want to see us down the stretch. And dude, I mean, I don't know if a lot of people have looked at the remaining schedule Eagles, but it's huge, absolutely huge. We don't even have to get on a plane for the rest of the year. We don't have to get on a plane possibly until if we make the playoffs, and if we're flying to play in a wild card game. That's huge, people. They get to sleep in their own beds. They get to eat out of their own refrigerators. I mean, they get to shower in their own showers, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's big time. And our schedule is really, really setting us up for possibly a really, really nice run down the stretch here. Because I'm looking at the schedule and I don't, barring any major injuries, I don't see us losing more than maybe one game. And that's the last game of the game right now. And Dallas could be resting their starters at that point. So, we could be looking at a nice run of. We could string some wins together. We're gonna have a good chance of getting a playoff spot. That's for sure.
Well, and the one thing you want to look at too, man, and shout out to Jay Fizzle and Philly Notion, by the way. Thank you, Philly Notion.
What's going on, Jay Fizz?
Appreciate you, dude. And I agree. Laurie is definitely unimpressed. We are not a pass every down team, but you know what? Fuck him. We're winning, and that's all I care about. And we look good while we do it. So it is what it is. But no, man. Going back to that one thing. Hold on. I think we're peaking at the right time. We went through our ups and downs at the beginning of the season, and we said this is a learning situation. Can they come out on the other side, pretty much shit and gold? And they are. They learn from their mistakes. They learn not to make the same mistake twice, and he's got these guys dialed in. And where it leads us, who knows? I mean, we're only one game out of a wild card, and I believe that's the way we're playing right now, that is very, very likely that could happen. And that's crazy to even be talking about, considering what we just went through a couple of weeks ago, so I'm completely mind blown. But at the same time, you're right. This team right now, dude, I don't think the 49ers would want to meet us anymore. I don't think, I don't even think Dallas wants to meet us at this point. I'm being serious, and not just that, but dude, we got Darius Slay playing at an all-pro level again. That he's on an island, boy. He's out there just picking quarterbacks off. He's doing his thing, man. And if he keeps doing this, who knows, man? You could be looking at a soon-to-be defensive MVP player of the year if he keeps playing like this over the next couple of weeks. Who knows?
Yeah.
And trust me, with Daniel Jones being a quarterback, bro, Slay could easily get a couple more. You know what I mean?
And then he's going to be going against – well, it doesn't really matter who he's going to be going against the next week out of the New York Jets quarterbacks because they're all shit. I mean, put Flacco in there, put White – I don't care. Who are you going to put in there because they're not going to be able to run the ball against us, and then our pass rush is just going to pin their ears back and go out. Yeah. I mean, I'm not – I don't sweat – I don't sweat Danny Pesos. I think that he's average at best. I really do. I just don't. I don't see it from him. I don't. I've watched enough of him now to know that the New York Giants aren't going to go anywhere far with Daniel Jones under center.
Well, you'll be happy. I got 3 Giant fans this morning admit that Jalen Hurts was better than Daniel Jones. So I was happy. My goal got set this morning at like 9:30 in the morning. They were, Logan and them were over there pouting. So I went on and he's like, I'm sorry, AK. I apologize. I wish I could capture it. I might have to go back and do it because it is recorded live. But he did say, I apologize. Jalen Hurts is way better than Daniel Jones. He's like, Daniel Jones is fucking garbage. I was like, So that made my day.
It's always nice to hear it from an actual Giants fan, too. That's always good.
Right.
Definitely. It's always pleasurable to hear that. What's going on, Philly the podcast? Joe Castro, appreciate you checking in, my guy. Always good to have a goat in the building. Got to get that sound effect. J Fizz said, hey, listen, I love this team, but we beat a hurt Saints team and mid Broncos team, followed by a Giants team that just fired an OC. I think we found ourselves, but I don't know about beating decent teams. Yeah, I got you, J Fizz. We definitely got to take advantage. I mean, we can only really play who's on our schedule, but yeah, that's the one thing I worry about too, is that if they do get to the playoffs, that we may just be, hopefully we won't be, but because of the fact that the competition is not going to be as stiff down the stretch, that could play into a factor of us maybe not being as sharp going into the playoffs. But I mean,
well,
what do you think?
Let's get this kind of correct though. The Hurt Saints part, the Hurt Saints were kind of on more of the offensive side. I mean, I get it. They didn't have whatever that guy's name is, the defensive end, the whatever the heck his name is. They did, but I mean, they did have Cameron Jordan. They did have Davenport. I mean, they account for something. Yeah, I mean, they account for. They still have a really good defensive front. I mean, they have been doing it all year long. You can't just count that out. Like I get it. There might have been a few missing pieces, but they had Lattimore. They had all their guys for the most part. Jenkins was there. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that. That was the number 1 defensive rushing versus the number 1 offensive rushing, and the offensive rushing won. And I don't see why that's a bad thing. Just take it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Right. I mean, like you said, we're averaging over 200 yards a game. The last three games combined, we're averaging like a little over 211 yards a game. So we don't need Jalen Hurts to do a lot right now. He's game managing perfectly for this offense, I think. And if as long as our defense stays relatively healthy, and we can keep them somewhat fresh going down the stretch by keeping them on the sideline for a majority of the game, then I think we're going to be in a good spot. Definitely. I like where we're at right now. I like how things are kind of falling in place, and I just hope. I'm knock on wood that we don't have any major injuries, because that scared me when Jordan Howard went down, because if a player of his magnitude, for what he has meant to us this year, like turning the I don't know if the offense really responds or it functions the same way with Miles Sanders back there running the ball, because Jordan Howard seems like he's running downhill all the time. It literally does. It looks like he's it looks like he's running through big holes. He's got to be salivating right now when he's thinking about some of these holes that this offensive line is opening up for him, because it's like they're parting the seas for him.
Yeah.
He's hitting the hole hard. He's very confident running that ball right now.
Yeah, no, I agree, dude. I do. And luckily,
and like you said earlier,
by the way, whoever thought that was a fucking ankle? Like, I was expecting it to be like his neck or his lower back, the way he landed.
Right.
But in the end, it was his ankle. I was like, where did that come from? Yeah.
I heard knee.
It was his ankle.
I heard knee.
Oh, well, whatever it was, but still, out of all that, I was thinking like lower back or neck. You know what I mean? Like, he landed weird.
Right.
Yeah, he landed weird. But when I heard that, I was like, what? A knee or an ankle? What?
Right.
Yeah, that shocked me. Hi, Nina. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes. Definitely much appreciated, Nina. I think maybe I think it's a knee or an ankle, like you said. It was the way he was kind of clipped, like the way he was tackled. He kind of got his legs kind of swept up from underneath him, and that's how he ended up landing on his head and neck like that. But yeah, I thought it was going to be like a neck strain or something like that. But yeah, I was holding my breath when Maddox went down, like, because you're like, oh, that's a collarbone. I was like, no, because he looked like he was in a good. Well, because he was in a good amount of pain. He was kicking his feet. So yeah. I was like, well, it's probably either one of three things. It's a collarbone, it's a separated shoulder, or it's maybe just a stinger. Because I've had a stinger before, and those hurt like a son of a bitch. So that that's definitely probably what it was. Because he came back in, so a lot of the times you could shake those off after a few minutes and go back in. I've had a couple of those in high school football.
Yeah, I've had one collarbone injury, but that was only because I was out in the backyard playing soccer with my cousin. Okay. He was much bigger than me, and he fell on me, and I fractured my collarbone. And I didn't know it till the next day when I went to go lift my arm. I couldn't move it. I was like, oh shit. I was probably like 10 at the time. But I've watched a guy in football, he made that same exact tackle, and when he did, his collarbone popped out through his skin. I was like, whoa, and he acted that way too. And I'll tell you, man, that shit does not feel good. Collarbones they hurt.
Nightings, what's going on? Appreciate you. One of my most loyalist subscribers. Really appreciate you, Nightings. Haven't seen as much of you lately, but definitely, it's really good to see you. And thank you for joining the live stream, saying what's up. Definitely.
If I'm not correct, Nightings started his new show on his channel recently, I think.
Ooh. Let us know, Nightings. Yeah, give yourself a shout out. Let everybody know. He said, "Thank you, Philly Foothills. I know I'm sorry to both of you." No, don't be sorry, man. We all know that life gets busy. Things like that happen, but don't worry about it at all. It's nothing to be sorry for.
We
man. Appreciate you, and we're glad. Absolutely do you, and we're glad that you're here. We're glad that you're checking in with us. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Jay Fizz said, "That's why I asked you about D earlier. It's fine. We got on a roll, but our D outside of Slay is the weak link. And going forward, do you think we can stop in Arizona, Green Bay, and Carolina? We already
I
beat
got
Carolina.
you. Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
okay, I get your question. You want to take it first? Go ahead, bud.
no, go ahead. I'm gonna kind of think about it for a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, like I said just a little bit ago, I think we're peaking at the right moment. I mean, you look at this linebacking core with TJ Edwards. You know, we just signed him. He's playing a nice solid 3 games here. And let's not mix it up. I mean, he is still learning, but he's showing progress. You know, a lot of progress, more than what we thought we would see. And then you also have Davion Taylor. Even though he is injured at the moment, you know, he was one of our bright spots. You know, who knows? By the end, we still got 8 games left, right? By the end of the 8 weeks, if we do somehow sneak in here, maybe these young guys get enough experience in these next 8 weeks where they can actually be a threat come the postseason if we get in. You know, it's all about experience to me. So maybe they are peaking at that right time to where everything is comfortable to them come that time, if we so make it. That's the best way I can put it.
And
How about you?
Yeah, and hopefully we're just not peaking too early. And I don't think we are. I don't even think we've peaked yet, because I don't think we've seen Jalen Hurts play his top game yet. You know, obviously he did really good running the ball this last game. You know, with the 3 rushing touchdowns, and shout out to him, man, for being the first Eagles quarterback in franchise history to have 3 rushing touchdowns. Pretty freaking awesome. So
yep,
he's already in the he's already making a name for himself in this city where it's, you know, the city of Philadelphia is not an easy place to do that. So I think he's definitely garnering a lot of respect right now. And I'm not hearing. It's funny because winning seems to cure a lot of things, and it definitely cures a lot of that smack talk, that hatred, that doubt about our quarterback, because he's doing his thing right now. He really is.
Yeah, no. Dude, I'm telling you, that defender's still trying to find his spirit on our 20-yard line. His soul's out there somewhere floating. I'm not even lying. Like, dude, I've got to say, man, you know, there not many guys in the NFL or coming into the NFL can do what this kid can do. You know, I mean, you said it earlier. You have to take him into account when it comes to our run game. And that's something that you have to hold on to, and that's why he needs to stay, because with the run game and how it is right now and how much of a threat he is and an elite runner he can be, you know, he opens up so much in our run game. Just him being on that field alone. He don't even have to run the ball. Just him holding it, he's a threat. You know what I mean? So what?
I mean, Richie MC's just giving you an idea for your background. That's all, I think.
Holiday lights. Imagine you surrounded with a light up archway above his noodle. I'll keep that one in mind, man. Yeah. But yeah, you know, so I mean, what more do you want, man? He's balling out. He's doing what he does, and Nick found a way to get the best out of him. But like you said, I don't think we've seen the best out of him yet.
No, and that's another reason why Orlovsky's right when he says that any team they don't want to see us right now. They really don't. You know, the rest of the NFC is definitely, we're catching some people's attention, because we're not just beating people, we're handling them. You know, we're beating them pretty damn easily. So if we continue that this weekend, you know, the momentum's just going to continue to grow. It's going to snowball, and that's going to only be a good thing for us down the stretch.
Okay, so I got to ask, does well, 2 questions here. Does JG.
Who was that dude that got his ankle broke? Do you know his name? That Jalen broke shit. That Jalen's got warrants out for his arrest for the murder of both ankles.
Somebody's gonna say it in the chat. I'll know it as soon as I see it, but I forget it. It's there though.
Yeah.
But
he got toasted.
Oh yeah,
that was game over right there. I was like, that was the nail in the coffin right there. You know, because the Saints were starting to creep back a little bit. You know, Simeon had they said it was his longest run of his career for the next touchdown. So, you know, they were making it somewhat interesting. Yeah.
His last name started with an R. I don't know what it is though. It started with an R. No,
yeah,
not arm.
Not
arm. R. The letter R.
Right.
I think it might be the rookie or something like that from this year.
Hey, fellas, are fans allowed on tonight? Yeah, we can. I think we could probably squeeze that in a little later.
You want to spit our thing real fast then? We can do that.
Yeah. We'll do our NFC rankings, and then we'll bring some people on. I don't think it was Davenport. I might have been. I wasn't Davenport. Nidings said, "Wait a sec, I'll check." Thank you, Nidings.
Yeah, thank you.
El Capitone's in the house. Raphael, what's going on? He said, "Oh my God, it's about me."
No.
Oh, because he said R. Because he said the name started with an R. I think that's why he said that. All right, so yeah, let's run through our NFC rankings. We'll give a little reasoning behind them, and then we'll bring some people on for the remainder of the show, I guess.
All right,
number 96.
I got it.
Number 96, really? I thought it was like a defensive back. That he did that too. It's like a lineman's number.
No, it was the defensive end.
Oh, it was a DN that he did that too? Okay.
Carl
Garderson
or Granderson is what his name is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he needs to change his last name to Ankleless. Because his shins go directly to his feet now. All right, so yeah, let's do our rankings here. Let me bring that banner up real quick.
All right.
He goes outside.
Oops. Misspell.
Yeah, man, they got Granderson's ankles on America's Most Wanted list.
Yeah, he's on the back of some milk cartons.
Have you seen my ankles?
All right, so right. There you go. It's like got milk, got ankles.
Got ankles? Got cankles?
Got cankles.
Got cankles?
All right, so at number 16, you want to start it off, my guy?
All right. So I am going to put at 16, the team of the least is definitely got to be the Lions, man. Although they have played with heart at times, they still have a big fucking goose egg in their win column. So yeah, man, props to them. You fight, but you don't fight enough. So yeah, 16 for me.
Yeah, and that's our first one on the we both I think are in complete agreement on that, because I too have the Detroit Lions at number 16 in the NFC, because of the fact that yes, they have been scrappy. They did tie the Steelers, Steelers were a beat up team. They didn't have any Roethlisberger, so you take that for what it is. Mason Rudolph is what he is. He's nothing special, but the Lions are 0-9-1. They pretty much have they're almost guaranteed the number one pick right now, unless they start winning a bunch of games in a row. But I don't see that happening. And even looking forward for them, in the next year, in the future, they don't have a lot of talent built up on that roster that's very promising. I mean, Goff has made me he's god awful. So I made a new word. It's called Goffle. That's how you pretty much how you
so when his kid
Jared
so
Goff.
when his sister has kids, is that going to make him a gunkle?
Yeah, a Goffle uncle. Yeah, I get a Goffle uncle. But yeah, the Lions are, they are what they are at this point, and they'll be lucky to win a game this year, I think. I really do. They might win one, but I haven't even looked at their schedule, the remaining. But I mean, I guess they could say this. At least they're not going to be the first team to go 0-17.
Yeah,
because they did tie, so they can't go 0-17. So at number 15, we'll go back and forth. I'll go first for number 15. I have the Atlanta Falcons at number 15. They've pretty much been for majority of the year. They've been the punching bag for the NFL. I mean, you've seen how we beat them week 1. Dallas bounced back from a big home loss to the Broncos and went had Atlanta at home, I believe it was, and destroyed them. So, and their quarterback is aging. They don't have a lot of talent on that roster on both sides of the ball, really. So, yeah, that's why I have the Falcons at 15. What do you got?
Okay. All right. Well, we are way far apart on this one.
All right.
I might catch a little grief from this in the chat, but I don't give a fuck. So at number 15, I have the Seattle Seahawks. Now, why I have them there is they only have 3 wins with all of that talent on offense. Now, granted, their defense is pretty bad. Okay, I will admit that. But, dude, you can win more than 3 games with Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Russell Wilson. They still have Penny, I guess, right? And the other guys, whoever the hell their halfbacks are, they always have halfbacks. But, dude, you're telling me with all that talent, you can only muster up 3 games? Like, I'm sorry, man, but you know what? The teams above them, they have less talent, and they've shown more. So they're at 15 for me.
I gotcha. All right. I mean, hey, we're not always going to agree, and I'm glad that we're a little far apart on that one because I have them not too far down the list, but I think you made some good points, and I can't argue those too much. So, the Seahawks I think they're just kind of going through the motions right now. I think a big part of the organization knows that this is probably the last year for Russell Wilson in Seattle and possibly Pete Carroll too. So they could be in a complete rebuild mode next year. So, it's a kind of a downslide of a pretty nice little run that the Seahawks have had over the last 8 to 10 years, roughly. They've been pretty damn consistent over that span. So, you can't always be there has to come to a point. So everything has to come to an end, just like Tom Brady did in New England. Everything runs its course, and I think it has in Seattle. So, I think that's kind of what's going on there. So who do you have at 14, my guy?
So at 14, like I said, I have The Seahawks at 15 because, like I said, their offense, obviously, I believe, has way more talent than all these other guys, but they're still with 3 losses. So at 14, I have the Giants. Okay?
Okay.
Strictly far none, no disrespect to y'all, but you fucking suck. Okay? You showed it last night. Your offensive line is fucking trash. Your defensive line is going to get mollywomped by our offensive line. You know, like you might as well just put your dicks in the dirt now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's just really one of those things where you guys need to, you did the proper thing today by getting rid of Jason Garrett. Now you got to go a little further and figure out what the fuck you're going to do at quarterback. You know, Daniel Jones is not the fucking answer. He is not. You have Jalen Hurts out here dominating right now the last 5 weeks, and he's only played 12 games. To Daniel Jones' 3 years.
Right. Did you watch much of last night's game?
Oh, I have live streamed the whole thing.
Did you?
Monday Night Football?
What did you think about? What did you think of what you saw from Saquon?
I like what I saw. I mean, I saw that one catch where he caught it on the sideline and he started to run and he took that hit and he bounced off and kept going. I mean, you see flashes of him there. I think he needs a little bit more time. But don't get me wrong, this fucking offensive line ain't helping him. He ain't going to go anywhere. Right. He's not going to go. If Saquon wants to win, he needs to get out of New York because they're not going to win. It does not matter if you have Saquon or not. If you do not have an offensive line who can block for Saquon, you're not going to be able to use him. You saw that last night. How many times did he try to run up the middle, try to run to the outside, and he just got slammed right in the backfield because they can't go anywhere. Their offensive line is just trash.
Yeah. There was a few runs where it looked like he was just kind of, and some of it may have had to do with the play of the offensive line, but there was a few plays where I saw him just kind of, he hit the hole and then he just kind of fell down. And that to me, I mean, obviously it has to do with the offensive line because if the holes aren't there to run through, you're kind of running into a wall, like you said. So, but I don't see the same. I haven't seen the same power from Saquon that he had before yet. So that I'm wondering about. I'm wondering how much tread he really has left on those tires because best, being a Penn State fan, he was used a lot in college, and they've been using him a lot in New York, and that's why he's been hurt.
Well, it's like I said, man, coming out of college, we used the hell out of him. Between the passing game and the run game, Saquon had over 2,000 touches coming out of college.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to realize something. 2,000 touches in the NFL is a lot. Now, granted, he's younger in college, but how out of the halfbacks coming out of college, how many of them had over 2,000 touches? How many of them ever have over 2,000 touches? Not very many.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like unless you're like Reggie Bush or Saquon or, Walter Payton or somebody like that, you're not getting that, So they use the shit out of him. And then he goes and tears his ACL this past year, and let's not be frank about it. New York has used the shit out of him as well. I believe his rookie year, he ran it over 250 times.
Right.
I mean that.
And I mean, is Freddie Kitchens going to use him right? Because that's who's taking over as their new offensive coordinator. So, what are your? I from what I saw of him as the head coach at Cleveland, I wasn't impressed at all. Were you?
No, and that's what I want to know how that's going to work. Because in my eyes, I mean, we're already going into week 12, right? Yeah.
Right.
And they've been running the same offense all season long. So are you going to sit there and tell me you're going to completely redo a whole new offense for these guys in the middle of the season? Or are you going to roll with the same offense you've had and just maybe do a few tweaks here and there? But no matter what, I don't believe it doesn't. I don't care who the coach is at this point, man. When you have a bad offensive line like they have, I don't care what play you call. Dude, you can't sit there and tell me that Javon Hargraves and Fletcher Cox and Josh Sweat and all these guys are not going to be able to just destroy this offensive line. They're going to just eat right through them. No one's going to hold them back. No one. Hell, I'll even go to say Kerrigan has a hell of a game because how bad they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he could very well. He could very well because I mean they're another team that he should be very, very familiar with. Coming from our inside the division, he's been used to playing the Giants twice a year for his whole career, so he should be very familiar with the team. And yeah, I mean, where's he been at? He's been kind of ghostly this year. You know, I mean, you make very good, strong points about the Giants, and I agree with all of them for the most part. So at 14, that's where I have the Chicago Bears, and yeah, they do have a somewhat promising quarterback. You know, he's looking like he's going to probably be pretty good in the NFL in the long run. But I don't know if you heard the news today, my guy, AK, but Matt Nagy, from what reports are coming out, he has been told that he is going to be relieved of his duties after Thursday's game.
I'm telling you, Dougie P's going to be in Chicago. I'm telling you, you heard it here first.
So yeah, the Bears are 3-7. You know, they're looking at another probably top 10 draft pick. So, you know, it is what it is in Chicago right now. You know, they don't have a whole lot going for them. You know, I think Khalil Mack's out for the rest of the year, injured, and outside of that, you know, they don't have a lot of stars on that football team. So that's why I have Chicago at 14. So at number 13, that's where I have the New York Giants. And you pretty much hit on a lot of that, which I agreed with. So I'm not going to, you know, repeat a lot of what you just said. So, you know, who do you got at 13?
And we flip-flopped them. So I'm with you right there. We flip-flopped them. So you hit the Bears on the head. So
gotcha.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
Geo from the 215 said Kerrigan sighting.
Right? No lie, dude. There's no reason that anybody on this defensive line should not walk away with a sack this coming Sunday. No reason whatsoever. This O-line is that fucking bad. Do you know that their right tackle had a 6% sack rate? 6%, not 61. 6. That's fucking terrible. He had a 6. That means he cannot protect at all. He gives up sacks all the fucking time. Can you believe that?
Wow. 6%?
A 6% in pass block rating. 6%. I don't know. Joel was telling me that this morning. He's like, how are we supposed to win like that? I was like, that's insane. He's like, yeah. He's like, I didn't say 61. I said 6. I'm like, y'all are fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
That pretty much sums it up. So where are we at? We're at number 12 now then. So who do you have at 12?
Yeah. At 12, I have the Falcons, respectively. Okay? They have 5 wins under their belt. And for the most part, the Falcons were kind of put in our category and the Lions category at the beginning of the year, where we were just supposed to be god awful shit and it's supposed to have the first 3 picks, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? It's Arthur's first year as a head coach. He's really made Cordell Patterson work. I mean, he's helped me in fantasy. Thank you. You know, so I can't say nothing. I mean, the Falcons, man, they are they're a decent team for rebuilding. They truly are. You know, I kind of put them in our category. They have 5 wins. Well, what do we got? You know, so
actually, I think the Falcons only have 4. I think they only have 4. I think they're 4-6.
Well, still, even 4. That's not bad. Yeah. For even rebuilding, they weren't expected to even have that probably. You know, so hey, props to them, you know. And that's why I said they're doing it with what they got, and Seattle's got 3 wins. 3 fucking wins. And Atlanta's got 4. Really? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, I was just trying to look at Atlanta's schedule. Let's see here. Trying to see who they beat. Oh, they beat the Saints by 2. Yeah. They beat. Who else did they beat? I gotta look at their whole schedule. Let me see. The Falcons. Oh, they beat the Dolphins by 2. They beat the Jets by 7. They beat the Giants by 3.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the last one I said? Oh, the Saints by 2. Okay. Yeah, so they beat the Saints.
And that's the thing. They beat the Giants, bro.
And Giants.
Yeah, they beat the Giants. Okay, we stomped the Falcons. If you come in and you lose to the fucking Giants, shame on you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's just unacceptable. If you stomp the Falcons, who stomped the Giants, and you lose to the fucking Giants, shame. That's all I got to say. Shame.
I got you. All right, so at number 12, this is where I have the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
The fact that they obviously, I think they were affected quite a bit by injury this year with the loss of Russell Wilson and Chris Carson. So you lose your starting quarterback and your running back for a period of time. Russell Wilson was out 3 games. Carson's been out, I don't know, I think probably at least 5 or 6 now, at least. So, that's part of the reason why I have the Seahawks at number 12. I mean, they're not terrible, but they're not really scoring a whole lot of points. So that's what's really hindering them right now.
Yeah.
So at where are we at? Number 11. Number 11 in the NFC. I have another one of our division rivals. This is where I have the Washington football team. I have them at number 11. All right, we got another one. Cool, man. But yeah, they're 4-6. They've had a couple of decent wins this year, but is Taylor Heineke scaring anybody? No, not really. Is Antonio Gibson scaring anybody? No, not really. So now that they've lost, they don't have Montez Sweat and Chase Young on defense. Yeah, they're a lot more beatable than they definitely were before. Their defense is a lot more susceptible. What was the reasoning why you put the football team? Well, I'm gonna set it. The football team at number 11.
Don't worry, man. I say it all the time. My brother's a big Washington fan, and I always call them the Redskins because that's the only merchandise he wears. He refuses to wear Washington stuff because he's like, no. He's like, they've been the Redskins. They'll always be the Redskins, and that's how I'll know them as. Like there's fans out there like that. Don't get me wrong. They refuse the new name. They won't take it on. But Listen, I gotta disagree a little bit on the Heineke part. You know, I think I'm not scared of him by any means, but I think
Right.
for him as a player on that team, I believe Taylor Heineke's made his statement to stay for another year. I mean, I would love to see what this kid can do if you give him a few more weapons offensively. You know, a couple more, well, maybe one or two more wide receivers. You know, give him another halfback and see what he's got. Because I'll tell you what, he's not doing bad. You know, and he's no chicken shit. I've watched him play a little bit. You know, he stands in there and he takes it. He takes it like a man. You know, I won't
Oh
lie.
yeah. Kid.
So, yeah, you know, so I think he's made his statement for another year, but you got to get this kid some help, man. You cannot Kirk Cousins the shit out of this kid. You know, you can't. You got to help him.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not as bad off as some of these other teams. I mean, they're showing it the past couple of weeks here by beating Tampa and stuff. They still have heart. They still can play. And their coach, Ron Rivera, will always have them ready to go. You can count on that. So,
Yeah, he definitely will. You know, he's one of the better coaches, I think, in our division. You know,
yeah.
and you know the football team definitely made a good choice in selecting him as a coach. Has it panned out as quickly as as the turnaround been as quickly as they wanted? Probably not, but I think they definitely found their coach for the foreseeable future.
For sure.
Yeah,
They just need to get rid of their fucking owner.
I know, a slime ball. What if Vic said Atlanta needs a big three? What's going on?
What's going on, my
Appreciate you
guy?
being here, Vic. I missed the first comment. He said Arthur Smith is a great OC with the right players and his development. He can be a great coach.
I agree.
3-2. I think the same thing. And the Victory also said Atlanta needs to draft a quarterback and invest heavily on a line, and they will be fine. Their defense is coming along well. Yeah.
Man, that's why whenever they did not take oh shit.
Tone.
I just had a brain.
Appreciate you checking in, Tone. We got Tone Shields in the building as well. What up, Tone?
What's up, Tone?
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
I know you were live earlier. AK was actually he was listening to your live stream when we were doing a little pre-show talk. But yeah. Appreciate you, Tone. Can't wait to get back at it this weekend with our pre-game show. Duncan Wright said, "I know it may end up being a trash game, but I can't wait to beat them giant mofos."
I agree.
Absolutely. Smash that like button, you filthy animals. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Smash
Appreciate it.
Smash that like. We appreciate it, definitely. Backs up to victory.
So I guess I got to go with 10, right?
Yeah. Give us your number 10.
All right. So at number 10, that is where the Saints come in. You know, they still have some pieces, but they are nowhere near what they used to be. The collapse of Drew Brees has officially begun.
Right. Yeah, the breeze is hitting the Saints hard.
Yeah.
And it's not a cool one.
No.
Yeah. So you got the Saints at 10. Okay.
Yep.
I bet we have these two flip-flopped. I have the Panthers at.
Yes, we do.
Yep. I knew it. Yeah. So I have the Panthers at 10. They've been kind of a up and down team to say the least this year. You know, they started this season off with Sam Darnold under center. He got hurt. They went to their backup. And then they went out and got Cam Newton. Now they got Cam Newton. I think they even went through a couple backups before they got Cam. But yeah, now Cam's back in Carolina. I think it's going to be pretty much a lot of the same old Cam with he's looking pretty healthy, so the mobility is definitely still there. That's not really a concern. What my concern is that Cam peaked his MVP year, and he's just kind of he's going to be about average at best for the rest of his career, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, don't get me wrong. Cam does make them a threat, but not to us because we've already beat them. As no lie, as long as we keep winning, they are no threat to us. He's a threat to like Atlanta and all these other people, not
right.
to us. Well, maybe not even Atlanta. I don't even know if they played them yet. Whatever. But you know what I mean. Whoever's left over, that's who he's a threat to. So right. I really don't care what Cam does. I mean, he did fall back into an okay situation. I mean, if anybody can, revive him a little bit, that's Joe Brady, So whatever. And CMC seems to be back and healthy. So who knows? Let's see what they got.
Yeah.
They still got weapons.
They do. And Cam seems to, he's making he's making Moore look better, the wide receiver. So they're definitely gonna benefit from having a more mobile quarterback. It's just a matter of, like you said, I mean, that division is pretty damn competitive. I mean, even like you said, even Atlanta has 4 wins this year. So
yeah, he came in at the wrong time because half the season's over. So it's like, how's he supposed to save it now? If you wanted him to save it, you should have had him come in a couple of weeks ago. Not now. Yeah. I mean, now it's pretty much like just keep us from fucking tanking, I guess. Right. I don't know.
Hold on, let me find the sound effect for what I think about Jason Garrett. Here it is. There we go. Bye, Jason. See you later.
So I gotta ask a question real quick. Do you think it was literally Daniel Jones got Jason Garrett because he couldn't run his scheme, or do you think Jason Garrett was just really bad and couldn't operate his system? Because if that's the case, then Jason Garrett should not have another job in the NFL.
I think it has a lot to do with Jason Garrett just really running a very vanilla offense. That's what I think it has a lot to do with. He really, kind of like Joel was saying, he really wasn't challenging Daniel Jones. You don't see Daniel Jones throw the ball down the field a whole lot. So, maybe Kitchens will do that. We'll see.
Now, is that because he can't handle it though? Was it too complex for him?
That's what's definitely the kind of the dark cloud that's hanging over Daniel Jones at this moment, because the more and more time goes on, like you said, it's already been 3 years. This is his 3rd season, right? So, how much time does this guy need? There's a reason why Duke hasn't really produced any quarterbacks in the NFL that haven't been worth a damn throughout history. You go and look, there hasn't been one. So, there's a reason why. There really is.
Well, and I don't know if you've seen it, but there was a play that Max Kellerman tweeted out this morning on the game last night when Daniel Jones was on offense, and it had the 3 dudes in the middle of the field. Okay? If you look at that video, it shows that Daniel Jones keeps his head straight looking forward and to the right side of the field. If you look at the lower bottom of that video, you see, and I'm pretty sure that it's Galladay down there on the bottom, but he runs a streak. Daniel Jones never looked left. And that was one of our conversations this morning. It was like, you want to talk about how bad Hurts is. Dude, this dude didn't even read his progressions. Because if he would have looked left, he could have released that ball when he hit the 40-yard line, and he would have had 30, 40 yards down the field, even possibly a touchdown, because the safety pulled off and went to the right, because all Daniel Jones was doing is looking to the right side of the field. And it's like, that is not something you want to see from a third-year quarterback. Like, even if Jason Garrett didn't design it that way, you as a quarterback know, hey, there's 3 people in the center. that means somebody's open. And all he had to do is look at his check down to his streak and just see it and dump it off. Good quarterbacks know that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah. And he's not progressing in that area at all, really, in my opinion. So that's definitely concerning for Giants fans. And yeah, I personally feel, and I think you do too, he's not their guy long term. He just isn't. You know, it's a matter of talent level, and I think we've seen his talent level, and it's not going to get him to where they want to go.
No.
So at number 9, I think that's where we're at, right? That's where I have the Saints,
and that's where I got Panthers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Saints are number 9 on my list because, I mean, I think that they're gonna rebuild quicker than some people may think. You know, they still have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, especially on the defensive side. Yeah, losing Michael Thomas, you know, obviously Drew Brees retiring, Michael Thomas not being out this year has hurt them quite a bit. But they still have a really good coach, and as long as he's around, you know, they're going to be, you know, they could be dangerous at times. I mean, hell, they beat, and I give a lot of credit to Sean Payton for that. They beat the freaking Tampa Bay Bucks with Trevor Siemian under center. So, you know, that's part of the reason why I have the Saints at number 9. You know, they're kind of about middle of the pack. So at number 8, this is where I have the Minnesota Vikings.
Ding, 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 ding.
Another one. All right. Go for the trifecta there.
That's the most one, I believe, so far.
Right? So they're coming out. The Vikings are coming off a pretty big win at home against, you know, a pretty top team in the NFC, and that's the Green Bay Packers. So Kirk Cousins always seems to play better at home. You know, they do have a very strong running back in Dalvin Cook. They got a good pair of receivers in Thielen and Jefferson. So, you know, their defense is still pretty good too. So what was some of the reason why you put the Vikings at number 8?
I like all of that you just said, other than Kirk Cousins. Okay? Listen, if Kirk Cousins does not win you a Super Bowl this year, you walk from him and make way for Aaron Rodgers. Just saying. I am a strong believer that Aaron Rodgers goes to Minnesota and pulls a Brett Favre on everyone. Round 2, here we go. No lie. You want to look at a team who is stacked and has a solid defense every year for the most part and is stacked on offense and is ready to win right now. That is Minnesota. Here's my take. Kirk Cousins has underachieved his contract severely. Okay? You had Casey Keenum come in and take this team all the way to the championship. Okay? That is Casey fucking Keenum.
Right.
And Justin Jefferson was not here yet. You know, they had Stephon Diggs at the time.
Right.
You know? And then you are like, okay, well, all we need is an elite quarterback, and we'll get there. Well, guess what? You went out and you signed Kirk Cousins to an $84 million fully guaranteed contract. Well, what did that get you? It literally did not get you anything. Nothing. In fact, you've underachieved. You never even made it back to the championship game, and you have Jefferson now to replace Diggs. You got a really good fucking offense. Your defense ain't half bad, and you still haven't fucking got there. Your problem is Kirk Cousins. Nothing more. Nothing less.
Hey, you make a strong argument there, definitely. And I agree with it, definitely, for the most part. It's and that's got to be, that had to leave a sour taste in Aaron Rodgers' mouth to lose to that Vikings team this past weekend, because even without Aaron Jones. You know, the Packers should have won that game. They let the Vikings get out to a lead, and then they were trying to play catch up, and it was just, it was too much for them to overcome. So, and that division is always, those are always tough, just like our division, just like pretty much any division games. They're always tough. You're more familiar with your division opponents than any other opponent on your schedule. So, you never really know what you're going to get, especially with tougher divisions like the NFC West, the NFC North, the AFC West. You just kind of never really know.
Well, and not just that, man, but also think about this. Where Aaron Rodgers goes, 98% fucking certain that's where Devontae Adams goes. And think about that for a minute. If you could team Aaron Rodgers on the Vikings with Devontae Adams, Adam Thielen, and Justin Jefferson, with Dalvin Cook in the background, done.
I wouldn't say that it's a Cowboys cakewalk each year. That's a little of a misstatement, if you ask me, Mr. Fantasy Football. But hey, to each their own opinion. Just because they have a good lead on it this year doesn't make that statement true.
He's talking fantasy. That's what he means. Okay, I get it. The name.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they are a good fantasy team. You're right.
Big 3 said, I forgot Cleveland could be in the Rodgers-Wilson mix this offseason. Yeah, because, Baker has been hurt. He's not looking like he's the guy. So, yeah, the Browns could easily be in the quarterback sweepstakes as well. That's a crazy prediction. I'm with it. Hey.
It makes total sense, man. Well, why do you think Brett Favre did it? He knew that was his best place to go and win. And what did Rodgers say? I want to go to the best place to win. Well, who's the best one? I can tell you right now, San Francisco, him going to San Francisco, it does not make them a Super Bowl team. I'm sorry. And now, granted, you put Devontae Adams on that team, maybe we'll talk. But
holy shit, Devontae and Debo, holy shit, look out.
Yeah.
And Kittle, oh my God.
But I'm just saying, though, the Vikings to me makes more sense because, too, he can also reap payback and make them completely fucking reap everything that they sow 2 times a year for the next 4 or 5 years. And take Devontae Adams with him to Minnesota and just stomp a mud hole in them and just make them eat it for 5 fucking years. It makes total sense. That's what Brett Favre did. Why not him?
So then what would you do? What would Minnesota do? Put Jefferson in the slot?
Why not?
What do you think? Yeah. I'm sure he could. I'm sure he's played there before. Yeah, that'd be crazy if Rodgers went to Minnesota. That'd be nuts.
Right?
Jeff Murphy said Dallas will choke in December as usual. 1995 was a long time ago, but they always think that they are winning the Super Bowl every year. Sad, delusional fan base. That's big facts, Jeff. Absolutely.
I called it 2 weeks ago whenever they lost. Here comes the downfall of Dallas. Like, they crumble eventually, and once they start crumbling, they crumble hard, man. And you saw it again this weekend.
Exactly. All right, so who do you have as your number 7?
I'm going to go all the way over there to you, my guy. And we're going to go with the San Francisco 49ers. All right.
That's 4.
All right, so listen, I love what the 49ers got going on. Listen, Kyle Shanahan is a fucking mad genius. Props to him and his coaching. They have a good defense. They somehow make it work, and they have really, really good talent on their roster. Really good talent. Like we already said, they got Debo, they got Brandon Ayuk, they got Nick Bosa. They got the best middle linebacker in Warner. You know, I mean, that dog's an animal. They always seem to have good corners, good safeties. Their defense is just really good, man. And this team, if they keep playing, man, like I said, they could definitely be a very, very good playoff contender.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't speak well for the Cowboys, Mr. Fantasy Football, because they're in the NFC East as well. So if they're can't think they're going to go to the Super Bowl every year because of that they're in a weaker division supposedly.
Well,
That still
and
doesn't make it-
obviously he has not watched past streams, because if you have, you would have known. Dude, we've been the most dominant division in the NFL since the beginning. With playoffs, everyone having a Super Bowl trophy, the only division that all teams have one, you know, everything, man. NFC East titles, all that. Like, we deserve and we can have a couple years where we're not the best. I mean, do any of you guys want to pick up the slack for a little bit?
And it's not like the Cowboys have been winning division every year. There hasn't been a back-to-back division winner since when, AK? Isn't it like 2008 or something like that?
I will go back to my notes. Hold on.
Yeah, the part of the reason why I have the 49ers at number 7 is because, yeah, they did beat us. Granted, they beat us at home earlier in the year, but that was way before we really found our identity. That was way before our defense really started to come around, and that was way before, you know, we actually really committed to the run game. So, yeah, the 49ers did beat us, but right now, if we were to play them, I like our chances, and I think we would come out victorious. So that's why I have the 49ers at number 7.
Yeah, our division alone has won 21 NFC East titles and 13 Super Bowl victories, the most out of anyone in the NFL. Okay? We can afford to suck once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, he's looking at it from, you know, kind of an outside looking in type of view. But when you really step back and look at it, the division has been pretty damn. I mean, it's never been a cakewalk for the Cowboys. It never has. And as far as the Eagles go, they're going to make sure that it never will too. So, you know, the Cowboys are just, a lot of times they're overhyped.
I mean, no lie, bro. There's a reason that Dallas and the Eagles get the Thanksgiving game almost every year. You know, there's a reason for that. It's a very prestigious game, and we're very prestigious teams. You know, and we've been here a long, long time. Long time. And we're not going anywhere. And people want to watch us play. I'm sorry. My bad. You know what I'm
Dallas
saying?
won the division. You're right. Yeah, I do. I'm thinking about Jeff's comment here. Dallas won the division last year, but we won it the year before. We won it the year or 2 years before that when we won the Super Bowl. You know, I don't understand where you're coming with that every year, Jeff.
Washington won it last year. The year before that.
Yeah, Washington won it. Dallas didn't even win it last year. Washington won it last year. Yeah. So get that Dallas love out of here.
Yeah, I believe our repeat was in like 04, 05, I think, is when we repeated last.
No. Well, I thought it was,
or maybe it was 02, 03.
Since the back-to-back division championships.
Yeah. I'll have to research that again. I didn't write it down. I memorized it before I came on and never wrote it down. So now I forget. I'll have to relook that up. It's in the early 2000s. I know that.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was 08 the last time we repeated. I want to say it was. I thought it was like the 08, but I'm wrong. Jeff said, I have tickets for the Dallas Eagles game in January. Can't wait. We will beat them. And we may have a above average chance of that because Dallas may be resting a lot of their starters come week 18.
If they're not injured.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Vic said because
oh,
took the Thanksgiving game away from Miami.
yeah.
F Dallas. F bombs Dallas. Geo.
See, the next one there. I believe that's a little disappointing. I think we should be a little higher than that.
What do you say? NFL power rankings after week 11, Eagles
after
17.
week 11, we're number 17. I think we
Okay.
should be. Whatever. I'll take it. I won't bitch about it. Whatever.
Yeah, we're climbing up. Well,
Yeah.
we'll keep climbing that ladder. Definitely will. 3 to
It's all
4
more
sounds
drive.
right. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, AK. I think it was 03, 04.
Yeah.
It's probably the last time we went back to back. Directions. Vic said in the right direction.
I wasn't making jokes about injuries, my guy. Calm down. Calm down. No one's joking. No.
Nope.
Calm. Well,
We're not jinxing anything.
Yeah.
We're knocking on wood. We're not jinxing
I
anything.
was talking about Dallas anyway, my guy. Not me. Not us. Because no lies, Zeke got injured last week. I said if they can
2004.
be
Yeah,
healthy
thank you,
enough-
Nina. 2004. Yeah, thank you, Nina. We appreciate that.
Yep. Thank you so much.
2004 is the last. Our remaining schedule is highly favorable. I see at least 4 wins out of 6. Yeah. Well, I think we're going to get at least 5 myself. Maybe we might win out, but let's not put the cart in front of the horse. So we were at number 7. We both had the 49ers at 7. So at number 6, this is where I have our Eagles right now. And the reason why I have them at 6, they're right outside the top 5. I know we're getting there though. We're climbing slowly but surely. We do have 6 losses. That's why I kind of have them where they're at. But we found our identity, and I think we're definitely headed in the right direction. And yeah, I agree with Orlovsky. There's not a lot of teams out there that want to play us right now. There really isn't, because we're going to play smash mouth football, and our offensive line is mean and nasty. We really are. I think Driscoll has been because Driscoll's been playing a lot of right guard, has he not?
Yes.
Yeah. He's probably been I think he's been maybe the weak spot. Since putting Dickerson at left guard, I think Driscoll's probably been the weakest spot on the line, and he hasn't even been playing that bad. So that just tells you right there what you need to know about why we're averaging over 200 yards a game. It's because we have a very, very dominant offensive line, and they're loving it.
Yes. I totally agree with you, man. And, that's something you got to say. Our offensive line is not small guys. And you see the fire in them right now. They want to run this ball. They begged for it. You saw Mailata getting his scuffy. That shit was awesome. I love that fire.
Hell yeah.
But then,
absolutely,
you turn around and you got Cameron Jordan, one of the best defensive linemen in all of football. Very big ass dude, very powerful, very strong, very fast. Mailata is rolling out to his left. Hurts is right behind him, and this dude just gives him a stiffy and plants Cameron Jordan on his ass. I mean, it happened that fucking fast, dude. He stopped like he hit a fucking brick wall. And guess what? All he hit was the dude's hand. That's it. It was just Mailata's hand. And he hit him with his hand, and it was like he hit a brick wall. I've never seen it in my life. You know, when you got an offensive line that can do that shit, bro, I'm telling you, there's no one right now that I can think of that truly can stop this front five. I mean, it's pure dominance. It truly is. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it, and I'm loving it. We asked for it. They gave it to us. And don't look back. Ride it till the end, man. Ride it till the end. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've been saying, run, baby, run. You know, just keep running that ball. Keep running. Do like we've been saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's no reason to. And that's another reason why I strongly felt that Jordan Howard should have started against the Saints. And it's kind of a mute point at this stage because we won in such a dominant fashion. But I would have eased Miles back in, you know, a little slower than they did. Definitely. I would have had Jordan starting, but you know, it worked out either way. But let's see. We're at number 6.
Yeah, my number 6 is not yours.
Yeah, who's your number 6?
My number 6, and let me put it this way to everyone out there so I can clarify this shit. We did it up to week 11 this past week. So this is performances up till now. Right. At number 6, I have Dallas because even though their record is as good as it is, they have been playing like shit the past 2 weeks. And they're lucky that they haven't fucking faced us these last 2 weeks because I would hate to really tell them, but it would not have been fucking pretty. I mean, they are truly just, wow, I'm having deja vu. Holy shit. Anyway, just I you know, and I don't know, I just feel like I've said this before already. I just really, I don't know, deja vu. But you know, they really are playing really bad right now, and yeah, their team is not better than ours at this moment. I'm sorry, it's not.
I got you.
So,
that's a good argument, definitely. Let's see here. Jay Milt said, at Vic, he's getting better. If he's the weakest, they got some trouble coming for them. Doesn't he line up next to Mailata? Yeah, he does next to Mailata. And I personally disagree with that, Vic. I don't think Dickerson has been our weak link on the offensive line, especially in the run blocking. He's very, very he's well above that line that you want a rookie to be at when it comes to run blocking. Yeah, his pass blocking is a little susceptible at times, but I think for the most part, Dickerson has not been our weakest link. I think it's been Driscoll.
Yo, no lie, bro. Go back and look at the game from Sunday. The play right after the scuffle with Mailata. We did a run play the very next play, okay? You see Dickerson pull, and Davenport, the one that Mailata just got done tussling with, he literally uses his head as a battering ram and just lays this dude out. Dickerson does. That's the shit I want to see. You know, that was kind of his stamp on, yo, leave my fucking teammates alone. You know, that shit right there, I love to see. And that's why he's worth keeping around. But he does have things to work on, but he is improving each and every week. You know, I just think he's not fully back yet because of his knee. I think next year is when you'll see Dickerson be Dickerson again.
Yeah. I agree with you. Okay, so now we're on let's see, we're on number 5. And no, you didn't do your numbers. Oh yeah,
I did.
The Cowboys at 6.
Yep.
Yeah, so I go, or no, is it your turn to go first?
All right. So
Thanks.
at number 5, that is where I have my Philadelphia Eagles, man. I have us cracking the top 5 here. Because one, yes, like I said, Dallas has playmakers, better playmakers than we do at wide receiver. But at the moment, they are not playing better than us. I'm sorry. Now, the people I have over us, I only have them there because I believe their defenses are more creditable than ours is. You know, we're still trying to improve. Our defense is not there yet. Okay. We still have pieces that need to be placed in this, you know. So, but I'm not going to sit there and say offensively we can't compete with them, but I know defensively we can't hold up against their offenses just quite yet. So I have us at 5 here, man, because offensively I don't think there's no issue there. It's our defense from here on up.
Yeah, I got you. And Jinx wants to know who will be on Smith on Sunday. It'd probably be
Bradbury.
Bradbury, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he'll probably shadow him for the most part.
Adoree Jackson will be on Watkins for the most part.
Yeah,
If
so
Watkins
look for Quez. Right, maybe look for Quez to exploit that. Maybe he can burn past Adoree. Because I don't think Jackson's super fast.
No.
Appreciate that, Jeff. Big props.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for the support as well. Without you, man.
Absolutely.
You know.
Ship sinks.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so at number 5, that's where I have the Dallas Cowboys. You know, right now, I have them at 5. They did crack the top 5, but you know what? We're gonna see how this thing plays out down the stretch. They have a good lead on us right now. They do. But we could still. I mean, if they really did crumble and we go on a hot streak, we could catch them for the division. That's still possible. You know, that's not outside of the realm of possibility. Yeah, is it a long shot? Of course. Right now, looking at their schedule, it is, because they have a pretty easy schedule going down the stretch too. I think they have a couple more. They have a few more division games, I think, and I think really the only tough game that they're going to have down the stretch is the Cardinals, and that'll be interesting to see how that plays out with, DeAndre Hopkins being injured. You know, his hamstring's been on and off this year, and Kyler Murray. When's he going to be back? So Arizona's got talent. They just got to get healthy. But that's why, the Cowboys have shown that when they're all healthy and the thing's running, yeah, they could put up points, but can their defense hold up on the back end? And that's the issue. And they did for the most part against Kansas City, but that's part of the reasoning why I have Dallas at 5.
All right, well, we're going to play Uno real quick. I'm giving you a reverse card. Do you want to use it?
Okay, I'll use it.
Okay. Did I make a valid defense for them? Enough for you to reverse it or no?
Yeah, it's reversed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, bro, if they played us last week, they don't win that game. There's no way possible. They don't. They're playing really bad right now.
I'm gonna go off of kind of like what you said earlier, taking an opponent. I mean, Denver went into Dallas and kicked their ass. We went into Denver and kicked their ass. So, yeah, I'm gonna put Dallas at 6 and the Eagles at 5. Screw it.
Okay. Yeah. Once in a lifetime. Woohoo!
Right? Jay Milt said, do you guys smell that? I smell 150 and two TDs from Smitty. Gonna finish 2021 strong to take Oroy. Oh wow. Oh, away from Jamar Chase. So we'll see. That's going to take a good push for him. But yeah, I like the confidence, J Milt.
I just want to win,
Definitely.
dog. I just want to win. I don't give a shit how we do it, as long as we win.
Facts, Vic. Big facts, Vic. He said Lane Johnson has allowed zero pressure in the last 3 weeks. We have played so much better since he's been back. Yes, sir.
Yes. No, Lane's a beast, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, he really is. Jeff say here, Dallas locker room implodes on the first sign of adversity every year, like the Titanic.
Yes, they do. They
Yep.
truly fucking do, man. They
I
do.
can hear the music.
Leonardo's
All right.
already in the water, bro.
Rose! Jack! Rose! Oh, my goodness.
Yo, speaking of Chase J, did you see him get laid out by Mixon yesterday? Yo, his ass flew like 5 fucking yards, bro. Did you see that shit for him?
No, I didn't. I missed that one.
Dude, you got to go back and watch Mixon. He was blocking for him, right? Mixon ran right into the back of him, bro. Shot him like 5 yards upfield. I laughed my ass off. I was like, that's funny. Hell of a run by Mixon too, bro. That was
He trucked his own blocker.
Oh, that shit was funny.
Yeah. All right, so at number 4, let's see here. At number 4, this is where I have the Los Angeles Rams. They just took a pretty good thumping from the 49ers on Monday Night Football this past Monday, or I should say a week ago this past Monday. So, I mean, the Rams are kind of, they're definitely a better team with Matthew Stafford. They're definitely a better team with, the addition of Von Miller. Are they going to be a better team with the addition of OBJ? I don't know yet. That's yet to be seen. But, I mean, what are your thoughts on, or I should say, who did you put at number 4?
Well, I'll get my thoughts out now because I can't promise you I'll remember them by the time we get to them. So,
okay.
And then I'll go with my 4. So, Rams, honestly, I feel, listen, that OBJ thing was way premature. That they were not expecting him to play that night. I believe that was like, when they got him, they were expecting him to at least sit, maybe a game or two. And when I mean sit, like only get in for like 5-6 plays, just get him accustomed to the offense there, because they had Woods and they could do that. Well, whenever Woods went down, which is what they weren't expecting, they had to throw him in. Well, guess what? You have a guy in there now that literally knew nothing. He was there for what, 2 days?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he had no time for anything. So I believe that slowed down their offense because it was just one of those, like, I'm just right here, throw it to me type deals because he probably did not know anything. I promise you he didn't. And, but you got to look at the Von Miller signing. You got to look at OBJ. You got to look at, they still have Cooper Kupp, the best wide receiver in the NFL this year, by far. I will say that, and Henderson Jr. is not doing a bad job. He really isn't for their halfback room. And so they got weapons, man. That's why I don't have them this low. But, they do have some hiccups. But I don't think it's anything Sean McVay can't handle,
No, I agree. I like Sean McVay a lot. It's their defense that's been more susceptible this year. They haven't been as staunch as they usually are. Usually their defense is their strong part, and it hasn't been that way. They've been getting handled, especially on the defensive line. And I think they're getting. They're just they're kind of out of sorts right now a little bit. They need to get back on track, and I think they will. I'm a pretty strong believer in Sean, in Sean McVay. Like you said, he's a very solid coach, and I like what a lot of the things he does. I think he's a very smart individual, and he got immense improvement at quarterback, even with Matthew Stafford. Yeah, he's had some interceptions this year, but I mean he's still adjusting to the new offense, to the new players around him, and things like that. So, it's going to be a work in progress for them too. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I have the Rams at 4. So who do you have at 4?
Well, and real quick, dude, how fucking lucky can you get to lose Robert Woods to an ACL? And hey, guess what? BJ's our backup. Like, fuck you, man. Got that luxury and shit.
Right.
You got diamond rings on every finger. Holy crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just got pennies. Sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, there's a reason why OBJ is now on his third team. He's just, I don't know. There's something about him. I just don't. It's hard to pinpoint. And I think he's kind of a prima donna, really.
But that's a hell of a backup to have, though. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
Yeah. But for number 4 for me, dude, this is where I got the Packers. Listen, they are a great team. They truly are. But they have taken a couple losses this year that questioned me a little bit, especially the one to Minnesota this past weekend. That was kind of a head scratcher to me. I get it. Minnesota's good, but dude, Aaron, you should have had this game hands down. Yeah, I know you feel the same way. That this should not have been something that should have been a competition for you. It really shouldn't have. They have questions on defense, a little bit. They have whatever the issue is. I don't even know, but just fix it. But all in all, though, they are a good team, and they will be a threat when it comes to playoff time, for sure.
Yeah. Damn. Let's see here. William Galbraith. I was just looking at a report from about it was earlier today, and it looks like Nick Sirianni said that Jordan Howard suffered a knee sprain and is expected to miss at least week 12.
Okay, so
that's
1 week.
Yeah,
it's not
let's
bad.
hope it's manage a sprain. Yeah,
we can.
We got. I mean, we have the giant killer in Boston Scott. So yeah, Jordan can take a week off. We're good. We'll hold the fort down while he's out. Definitely.
And I think Miles and him make a good combo.
Yeah. Really, Jinx, you really wanted OBJ. Really?
1 second, buddy.
No problem. Okay. So he had the Packers at 4. Okay. So I have the Packers at 3. So the reason why I have the Packers at 3 is just because, I have a lot of faith in Aaron Rodgers, and when he gets Aaron Jones back, they get that running game going. They're going to be more balanced on offense. I'm not really concerned about, the Packers, what they lost this past weekend to the Vikings, because like we said earlier, it's always a tough division games when those two teams play, or when the Packers play the Bears, or the Vikings play the Bears, things like that. So yeah, I have the Packers at 3.
Okay.
I think they have their defense is strong. Is it, enough to take them deep in the playoffs? There's a good chance, I think. But it's all to me, it's going to come down to the health of Aaron Jones, because, their offense runs a lot more smoother. They're a lot more balanced with him on the field. It takes pressure off of Rodgers. So, so that's why I have the Packers at 3. So who do you got at 3?
Well, for me, man, I had to put the Bucks here because the Bucks are the Bucks. We know what they are. Okay, they've had some 2 rough weeks here the past 2 weeks, and I believe a lot of that had to do with missing Rob Gronkowski. Because Rob and Tom have a really good connection. I put them here because they've lost some questionable games this year. Kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs have. We all expected them to win last night. There was no reason for them not to. But I won't sit here and lie, though, either, that they didn't make it that difficult for the Giants. I mean, there was plenty of times, at least I saw, that the Giants could have taken advantage of a couple things that the Bucs did wrong, and they could have shot themselves in the foot severely. You know what I mean? So it's not like they got dominated. The Giants just really sucked that bad and never were able to capitalize on anything. So they're still a threat because they have everyone that they had last year. They got Gronk, they got AB, they got Evans. But Evans isn't playing like Mike Evans. Godwin, he is what he is. Leonard Fournette, he's still running the ball really well for him. So is Ronald Jones. They got a good defense. They just need to put it together, man. But we all know the talent is there. Wow.
The Titans believe Adrian Peterson assigned Golden Tate. Well, Peterson, I mean, they have they have a couple other backs that have been contributing while King Henry's out. But that's interesting, definitely.
The Golden Tate surprises me. I won't lie.
Yeah, a little bit. They need some help at receiver, I guess. OBJ want to get paid.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
You want that? OBJ was trying to get that crypto. He's like, I want to get paid in crypto.
Right.
Wait. No, Davian T is really coming into his own. No, I think somebody said earlier in the chat that Davion's out for the year. No, I don't think that's the case. He's going on injured reserve. I think it's just short-term injured reserve. I haven't seen anything that he's out for the year. It looks like he's just going to probably miss 3 games at least. Obviously, the short term is 3 games. So in 3 weeks, they can activate his window and then bring him back to practice.
He's just resting for playoffs. Just look at it that way.
Yep. Exactly. Got to get him right for the playoffs. Yeah. He has been playing good. Let's see who.
Tell him, Nina.
Julio Jones is donezo.
Yeah, it don't look good for Julio.
Tate played like Golden Taint for us. Yeah, Davian is not out for the season. Yeah. Thank you, Dino. Appreciate it. Yeah, so the
at number 2 for me, man, I have the LA Rams. And it's like I said earlier. I mean, they got legitimate playmakers. They're still a legitimate threat. They got Ramsey. They got Miller. They got Aaron Darnold. They got OBJ. They got Kupp, the best in the biz. Stafford. Their halfbacks aren't bad. They can make it work. Their offensive line is stout. So, hey, just a little hiccup. They'll get over it. So I put them at 2.
You got the Rams at 2, okay.
Yep.
All right, at number 2, that's where I have the defending Super Bowl champions and 7-time Super Bowl winning quarterback Tom Brady. They're 7-3. Yeah, they've lost. They all, if they would have lost this past game against the Giants on Monday Night Football at home, then they would have lost 3 in a row, and that would have been the first time Tom Brady had lost 3 in a row since I think 2002. What I heard earlier on the radio, but yeah, I like the Bucs. I like them on both sides of the ball. They got a nasty defensive line. They got weapons on the offensive side of the ball for Tom to kind of spread the ball around to. And I mean, Mike Evans is a freaking beast, man. That guy he recently, and hats off to him. he just recently passed Mike Allstott for the all-time touchdown leader for the franchise of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that's pretty cool. Mike Evans is now the franchise touchdown leader. That's something that he can definitely. That's something that's going to go on his on the argument to put him into the Hall of Fame possibly someday, but we'll see.
He needs to play better.
I just like what's that?
Just needs to play better.
More consistent. Yeah, I agree. But if that guy's shown that if he gets in front of you in the end zone, good luck trying to stop that. He's so freaking he's a big guy and he's strong, and like you said, he just needs to play more consistent, more solid, consistent football. That's really been his downfall for the most part.
Hey, you know what? If Tampa chooses not to re-sign him this offseason, send him our way. I'll gladly take him.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll take whoever they don't want to sign. They don't want to sign. They want to release Godwin. They want to let go of Evans. Yeah, I'll take either one of those guys. Absolutely.
In my thought, one of them's got to go. I mean, am I not correct? You're not going to be able to get them both. I'm pretty sure.
Well, and then what happens? And then what happens to Antonio Brown?
Well, I think he's there till
would you take
next year, isn't he?
Well, unless he gets traded or they cut him or something. But how would you feel about AB in Philly?
Fuck no.
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 You'd rather have OBJ. You'd rather have OBJ than Antonio Brown?
Not that either. Hell no. Give me Godwin or Evans, and I'm good.
Yeah.
No, I don't want. Listen, man. With what we have going here and the belief and the brotherhood that it seems they've instilled in this locker room, the last fucking thing I want is OBJ or AB blowing it up. I'm sorry, but no, that's a PR and fucking nightmare. It truly is, and that's the last thing I want. Yeah, exactly, bro.
I'll take in a heartbeat.
Fuck yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
I'd be sending Rager's ass.
Okay, so at number one
in a minute. Give me Godwin. Rager Godwin. Instantly.
So I think we then that means we have the same one again for number 5 for the number 1 team, and that's the Arizona Cardinals, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I think they've shown
not just Jalen Hurts setting records, we fucking do too. Look at that,
right? And the Cardinals, they've shown that even without Kyler and D-Hop, that they can still get it done. They did this past weekend, and when they get healthy down the stretch here, they get Edmonds back running that ball, getting more balanced offensive attack. Him and Connor are a very good 1-2 punch. I like what they have on the ground with the ground game going in Arizona, and I just think that I really do feel that they're the strongest team in the NFC right now, and that's why I have them at the number 1 spot right now.
Listen, man, all I got to tell you is, what did I tell you at the beginning of the year before it's even started? If we're trading Hurts, it's going to be to a team where he's the icing on the cake. You know what I mean? Wow, that's a lot of smoke. I apologize.
It looks like he's on fire. He's in fuego.
Yo, Cheech and Chong's over there. No, I gotta say, man, Zach Ertz would have to go. He's the icing on the cake for a team. Like, that is it. He was the icing on the cake for Green Bay, Arizona, any of these teams. Arizona picked him up. Dude, this past weekend, he saved them with 2 touchdowns. He had 28 fantasy points. He did really good for him. He does everything good for him. He's built for that offense, so shout out to him, man. He's doing good over there, and, he's going to make them win. In the end, I'm sorry to say it, but Zach Ertz is going to make Arizona win.
Yeah, he's kind of that. I think he was that missing piece to the puzzle on offense for them. They have receivers.
Yeah.
They added to that this past offseason in a vet and a rookie. They already had D Hop. They already had Christian Kirk. They added AJ Green, and they went and drafted that kid Moore. And then they have two good running backs in Edmonds and Connor, like I said. So all they were really missing was a good tight end, and they got that in Zach Ertz. He's still got a lot left. So yeah, they're definitely the most, to me, as long as they're healthy, they're the most complete offense out there right now.
Yeah. No, if they don't go because of us, I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
I'm just talking out my ass. You didn't catch that. Thank God.
No, you're saying if we knock them out of the playoffs.
I know. I'm just talking out my ass up.
I know you are.
It's just funny.
Duncan Wright said, "Yes, this rocks. You're like salt and pepper. Good stuff."
Thank you.
Which one's salt and which one's pepper?
You gonna be that fucking petty? Really? Take the compliment.
I'll take it. You're right.
Okay.
Shouldn't be petty.
The fuck's that matter? They're both famous, right?
Right. It's like arguing over which one's peanut butter and which one's jelly. Yeah, just take the compliment, Paul. Shut up. Oh my goodness.
I'm peanut butter.
All right, so that's fine.
Okay.
Be that way. No, I'm just
Right,
kidding.
then I'm pepper.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
All right, so that took a little longer than I thought it was going to. So we've been on for a little over 2 hours now. Maybe we'll bring a few people on for a few minutes, and then we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon. But we're not gonna go too much longer because I got to get up early for work. Isaiah Simmons and Zay Collins are great picks. Thanks, Vic. All right.
Yes,
I'm gonna drop.
Fucking Arizona.
Right. Yeah, and at least we got Tay Gowan. At least they gave us that. I was so happy when I seen that. I was like, it was like a sadness because we were losing Ertz, but it was like an excitement about getting Tay Gowan too. It was a weird mix of emotions. It really was.
If that doesn't tell you it was meant to be, bro, because we were all asking for it. We were all asking for it, and it didn't happen, and then it ends up happening. So,
right.
What's good, fellas?
What's up, Nick?
Yes.
How we doing?
Those two were great picks. Oh, I'm doing fine. But yes, Gavin, that was a great pickup by us.
yes.
Absolutely. I can't wait for him to be out on that field, and we're hearing them call his name.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, I was hearing you listening.
Jeff, I believe Gowan is good. He's a rookie though, so we don't really know.
Right.
Yeah, but I
saying,
like
Vic?
both your lists. No, I was saying I like both your lists. I think you're both spot on. AK with the Cowboys ranking. That was a very fair ranking. Everything I agree with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, Vic.
There was no bias. I took everything into account. I promise you, I did.
Oh yeah. So how you feeling, my guy? You still feeling good?
Yeah, still feeling good. Can't wait this
Nice.
week, man. Like I said, I'm excited with these next 6 games coming up. I'm hoping we can win at least 5 out of 6. Because like I said before, I see it as a little challenge for us. It's like a mini playoff. If we can get through these 6 games and get into the playoffs, I don't see there isn't much that can stop us. We're only going to stop ourselves.
Is Gowan good? Well, we think he's going to be. We really do.
Mhm.
A lot of us were pushing for him to be drafted by the Eagles, and luckily we were able to get him, as somewhat of a compensation for Zach Ertz. So No, let's keep our fingers crossed for Tay. We have a lot of faith in him. So
I thought he was better than Aaron Robinson in college.
yeah.
I'd have taken him over Zach.
That was me, but I thought he played better. Robinson got a lot of attention because of where Gowan came from JUCO, played one season. There wasn't a lot of attention behind his name. But when you see him play, man, the kid's a dog. He's a fighter.
So I got to ask you guys a very important question, and don't skin me alive for this, okay? Has Howie bought himself another year?
Skin him.
Everything that has happened with how we're winning, with like for instance, making up for the Gowan thing and everything he's did he buy himself another year?
What does the old lady say? And what does the old lady say in My Cousin Vinny? Fry him.
To me, at least, I don't think that buys him this season. I'll get rid of him anyway because all he did was set us up in a good position for another GM to take over.
Right? No, I feel you. No, I got asked that question the other night. I believe it was last night or whatever. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, yeah, I will give Howie credit where credit's deserved. When he makes good moves, I give him that credit. I said, but you know what? I said those 2 draft picks back to back, with DK and Justin, I said, they're just unforgivable. I'm sorry. I said, I don't care how you twist it. I don't care how you spin it. I was like, those 2 picks alone, that's good enough for me.
I just don't. I mean, if we ended up sneaking into the playoffs, I don't see Lurie firing him.
No,
I don't.
I just commented on Tone the Shield show before y'all. Like he was talking about that, about like Howie and the moves he made. And he thought that, Howie did enough to earn another season. Howie's the right guy. And I just mentioned to him, I was like, if you look at the 2019 draft, that wasn't that good. Yeah, we got Mailata. Yeah, we got Sanders. But really, other than that, we got a lot of backup players. Driscoll's playing now, but that was because of injury. He's like you said, he's one of the weaker guys on the line. So it isn't like Howie's done an incredible job. He's done a great job of recovering from his mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, and I said it's a coincidence that, in his final year of his contract, that's when he's having a great season as a GM. Again, this guy has done so much bad for this team, put us in bad positions. I don't want to continue this cycle. That's what I see it as. It's a cycle. I want to get off the ride.
I not feel you, but I feel the same way Foothills does though a little bit. Like if he really truly does get into the playoffs this year with this team, I don't see how you. I just don't see it. It's impossible. Jeffrey Lurie is not that guy. He's not going to walk away from a guy who's winning.
Are we winning right now?
Yeah.
What's the record?
If we make the playoffs, we are.
I know, but I get it, and like I said, we're in the right direction. But I'm just saying, like, we're still at if status. We're not even at 500.
Right. I get what you're saying, Vic. I do. I'm just like, I'm foreseeing, because if we see them going 5-6 down the stretch, then that's going to puts us at 10-7, which probably is going to sneak us into a wild card. If not, it's going to put us real close. But I mean, we're going to more than double our win total from last year. So, I mean, he's going to have a lot. Howie's going to have a lot to hang his hat on.
But with a GM that's been here for so long, do you think just a wild card appearance is good enough? He's not like another player. He's not a rookie.
With a brand new head coach, yeah. With a brand new head coach, with a brand new quarterback, with a brand new everything, fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
So we're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt every time we get a new coach.
What?
No, you combination that you combination a early success, like we said earlier. It's not very common for a rebuilding, retooling team to win. So if we win down the stretch, then not only is that going to buy Howie more time, but Lurie's not going to want to mess around with trying to find a new GM with all these draft picks and all this cap space that we're going to have next year. It's just not, the timing's not going to be, it's not going to be right, I don't think.
Well,
as much as I'm not on, it's just not.
Yeah, we
If
won
we
him
win
gone, but
outright,
that
we get in the
doesn't mean
playoffs.
he
Yeah, that
wins.
gives him some credibility. But my thing is, if we don't, where do we stand?
But I don't think there is though if we don't. I mean,
Oh,
listen.
I get it, but it's just a scenario. If we don't, where do we stand?
I think he's already safe because we've already won more games than what we did last year, man. I mean, you got to look. I told you the numbers at the beginning. I'm not sure if you're here or not, but listen, stats account for something, whether you want to believe it or not. And I mean, if he goes to Jeffrey and say, "Hey, we're first in rushing and second in scoring," that matters, you know. And Jalen Hurts leading the NFL in explosive plays at 78. You know, like all this shit matters. Him being the number one overall quarterback in the NFL with the best QBR right now over the last 4 weeks. All that matters. He don't give a shit about what he did in the past. He cares about what happens right now.
Oh no, believe me, I know he's going to keep him regardless of what we say.
Yeah.
You know, it's a
Well,
lot.
and that's what I'm
But
saying.
my
No
thing
matter
is,
how bad we want him gone, the inevitable staring us right in the face because this team is winning.
yeah,
And
but
that's
dude, it's just for me. It's like I said, it's a cycle.
yeah.
2007, it's 2017 or excuse me, 2016 when he took over, when he got his opportunity back from Chip. What did he do? He made moves. He got the quarterback. He got us in cap. He got us in good standings with the cap. We won a Super Bowl, yeah. Then after that, what did he do? He got full of himself. He signed, players to contracts. He got in cap trouble. He didn't get the right guys. The past 4 seasons haven't been great. Again, it's only now things are looking better. Now we're looking at things for the future. My thing is Howie the guy still to take us into that future?
No, and the answer to us is going to be no. But like I've told you, that what the fuck do we matter? We'll tell you
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
You know, I mean, in the end, though, you have to look at it from Jeffrey Lurie's perspective. He has a team standing right in front of him who wasn't even supposed to win this year. We were supposed to be a rebuild team that was supposed to have the first, second, or third overall pick, and now they're one game off of a playoff spot, and it's a rebuild team that's winning, which is very unheard of. It never happens. Very, very, very seldom does it. I don't even know if it has
Yeah.
before. But we're rebuilding and winning. That means something. And whether we want to believe it or not, that stands out to Jeffrey. Whether he wants to be a passing team or not, wins only matter. That's the only thing. And
See,
as long as
that's another
we're
thing
winning,
that
his job is safe. And Jeffrey's
But that's
eyes.
another thing that concerns me, like you're saying. Like Jeffrey Lurie wants a passing team. He wants something specific. I want a GM that's going to run this team. Like I understand it's the owner, it's his team, whatever. But at the same time, you got to do what works. You got to do your job. You can't just listen to what the owner wants all the time because then you're going to end up like the Cowboys after Jimmy Johnson.
Well, and I understand that, but I think that's why you saw the frustration on Jeffrey's face there in the fourth quarter, because I truly believe this, man. I believe that Nick Sirianni has kind of gotten Howie to gravitate his way a little bit, to truly start believing that his way's working. And I think it's frustrating Jeffrey because now he's on the outs. I mean, you're going to go with what works. Howie's not a dumb man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, he's not, dude. He survived 21 years through 4 coaching changes. You're not a fucking dumb man if you can do that.
I just call that dumb luck.
Well, call it what you will, but
Well, we'll agree on one thing. Either way, dumb is in there somewhere.
true that.
What's going on, guys?
What's up,
So,
positive?
Good.
How we doing? Y'all rocking the flower power?
Flower power. That's awesome.
Just came today. All the people at the tailgate are having it, so I
Nice.
get on Amazon.
Rocket.
$8
Yep.
for these strongs.
Dang. Looks
But
good.
I bought it for Nick Sirianni, so
Man, you should have just went out and bought some fake flowers and glued them on yourself and saved $80.
right. But how we feeling? I've already started the Giant slander on my TikTok today. So y'all want to know something that's pretty sad? Darius Slay has more touchdowns than any of the Giants wide receivers. Darius Slay has more touchdowns than any of the Giants wide receivers. I mean, come on. A friggin' cornerback has more touchdowns than a wide receiver.
That's crazy.
All the wide receivers.
And they spent a boatload of money on freaking on
King
Galladay.
of Galladay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He don't ain't even got a touchdown.
Like at the beginning of the season,
I'm trying to
we were
get to
talking about
4,000
Galladay.
followers on TikTok.
There you go.
How many do you have right now?
Like 3,800 something.
Oh, you're
Nice.
almost there then. Shit.
We're almost there.
Shout out your TikTok.
At Positive Philly. At Positive Philly.
There you go.
You search for Positive Philly on TikTok, you'll find me. But
Right on. I'll go check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, man, I'm trying to get some new things for Christmas so I can start my podcast, and I'm gonna try to have a podcast where I have some special guests on, some big Eagles fans like Eagles Uncensored and Philly Foothills. So I'll hit you guys up. Hopefully you guys can come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Always definitely.
Yes, sir, Luis Cabrera. I appreciate you being here. Definitely. Thank you for checking in.
Y'all both
Always
live out west.
What'd you say, Positive?
Do you both live out west?
Not yet.
Where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
Eagles Uncensored. Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
You near
I
Philly?
live in Harrisburg.
You live in Harrisburg?
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're far.
Well, it's only as far as how fast you drive.
You live out west, right?
I mean, I can make it to Philly in like an hour and a half, honestly, if I wanted to.
I'm there half an hour flat.
You gotta come,
It's like doing 80, 90 on the turnpike.
you gotta
Yes,
come
sir.
to a Fort John
Hard body.
AK
And
goes
they
to
need it
the
wider now?
airport to
Oh.
race the plane.
It's awesome on that turnpike now.
What do y'all think we gotta do to beat this L franchise? Honestly, probably nothing. Probably just play the way we've been playing, and we should be good.
I'm
Blitz.
a little nervous about Jordan Howard not playing.
I'm not worried.
Little
It's
bit.
Miles. It's Miles Sanders' time to shine. This dude needs to prove himself as a top 10 running back in the NFL. So this is his time.
He needs to hold on to that damn ball.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. He needs to hold on
Plus,
to the
we
ball
got-
and continue to play like he did at the end of the game.
We got the
he was running
giant-
ball good. He was getting.
We got the giant killer in Boston Scott, so
That's
exactly.
true. That's a good point.
just
Forgot
in New
about
York,
that.
not even just the New York killer in general. So we've got the Jets and the Giants at the perfect time for Boston Scott.
Not just that, but did y'all watch the Monday
Boston
night?
Scott, he's going special teams.
You should have no fucking concern whatsoever. This team
Oh,
is
absolutely not.
trash.
Exactly. I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Absolutely, I
Giants
know.
fans think they're going to clap us. I'm like, you're literally competing for last in the division with the Washington football team. Like, come on. And yet
It's
it's the
it's always-
perfect
it's always-
scenario right now.
Never super easy though playing division games.
No.
Even when the other teams usually like some of the other years where our teams have been below 500, like the Giants and the football team are, but they always seem to play us tough. So it's just, I think we're gonna win. It's just, I think it's gonna be a little closer than people think.
Listen, man, I'll tell you this. All right. I believe going in this weekend, 99% of it, we walk out that win. I will always have that 1% in the back of my mind that it will happen because, one, like you said, the Giants, even though they could have 0 wins right now, when we play them, they play us to the fullest. For some fucking reason, they always
But
show
keep
up.
in mind, we own them.
Yeah. But
Yeah, but the Giants have a knack of having people
I
play
always
down to
have
the
that thought that, hey, we possibly could lose this if we sleep on them too much. So that thought's always there. But going in this week, I am like, I will put every card on the table I got, man. Like there's no way they win this game. There's no fucking way. No.
The Giants, that is, right?
Yes. Of course. Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. There's no way. Their defensive line sucks. Their offensive line sucks. We should dominate on both sides with no questions asked. Slay's playing at an ultimate level right now. If he keeps playing the way he does, you could be looking at defensive MVP of the year. easily if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Well, you got Parsons too.
You know, but I'm telling you, there's no way that they walk out of their own stadium with the dub. There's no way. They can't.
I'm trying to go up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Positive
text
Philly.
my
I
ticket guy tomorrow.
want to hear your thoughts on Positive Philly. I want to hear your thoughts on the play of T.J. Edwards before you go.
Yeah, I will say that. I do want to say one more thing, but TJ Edwards, we signed him to what, a 1-year deal, I believe, and
Yeah.
I like him, but I think we need to get, and honestly, he's been playing more impressive than I thought he could do this season. But I'm not sold on the guy that much. Yes, he's a good linebacker, but I do think with our 3 first-round picks that we have, we need to get another linebacker. Honestly, I think we should have a defense-heavy draft this year, and to improve our defense. And I think a linebacker is one of our needs, even though we still signed T.J. Edwards. And also, I do want to say that the Cowboys are starting to choke, which isn't a surprise. We all knew this was going to happen. They started 6-1, and even
That's
if
what they do.
even if they do make the playoffs, they're
It gets
first round
chilly.
exit. So, but they have a hard schedule.
A leopard always shows its spots.
They got to play the Saints and the Cardinals, and so we're going to win out. Or I don't want to say we're going to win out. I think we're going to lose. We're going to split with the football team, and I think we can honestly win the rest. And I know that sounds crazy, but it is possible looking at how this team is playing right now and looking at this team's schedule. And football team fans and all the other fans want to say that the Eagles are overrated, but we're not. We're going to prove to everybody that we're not. And the Eagles are going to win the NFC East this year, and they're going to make the playoffs. So mark my words. And when they do, I'll come back to this episode in this time right here. So
Timestamp.
Love the moxie.
Yep. All right. We're gonna put that one in the books.
Appreciate you for coming on, man.
Have a
Seriously.
good one.
Yeah, positive. Appreciate you.
Good night.
Take care. Papa Sora, what did you think about TJ Edwards getting extended?
I liked it. I still think obviously this should not distract you from getting one, definitely a linebacker, maybe two. I'm not fully sold because he's mainly the middle linebacker, or has he changed?
Yeah.
No, he's middle.
I was gonna say I'm not completely sold on him being the starting. Maybe a depth piece, yes, but I'm looking at Nakobe Dean and Christian Harris in the draft, and I'm looking at I can grab both of those with separate picks.
Yeah.
So at the only linebacker that I see starting next year or as a certified starter next year is Davion Taylor. I like TJ Edwards. I like the extension. I like that it was cheap, sufficient, all that.
So you think he's more of a Band-Aid?
I think if he keeps progressing, then I can be like, all right, I don't need to not draft a linebacker. I can see him being a starting middle linebacker. But right now, if you were to ask me, would I rather Christian Harris or TJ Edwards, I'm going to go with Christian Harris.
Okay.
And then have TJ be like how Sean Bradley's a special team stud, TJ Edwards, and then a depth piece if it has to be moved or if a play changes where there's 4 linebackers or whatever. I see him being the 4th linebacker, basically.
Okay.
Gotcha.
If he needs to go in, I can trust him to go in.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying, definitely. Big Three, what do you think about TJ Edwards and then the extension?
Well, we talked about it before. Like, I thought it was a little premature. I thought we were a little desperate at linebacker. Going forward in the draft, free agency, whatever it takes, go for 3 linebackers. We still need as many as possible. He's not the answer. For the deal, what it is, for 1 year, what is it, $3 million? I think we said that's not bad at all. You know what I mean? Like even for a filling guy, that's not bad at all. That's a great deal. Again, I just thought it was a little too soon. I don't think he did enough to prove himself. It was only 3 games, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like the amount of money and the time, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's all right. It's a decent deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. AK?
No, I like it, man. Like I said, over the last couple of weeks here, he's improved a lot. He showed us that, if he can keep progressing, who knows? Sky's the limit for the kid. But I think we do not address our linebacker core in the draft at all. Honestly, I believe we get our linebackers through free agency. But that's just my opinion.
I don't want to be like the Washington Redskins.
Huh?
I don't want to be like the old school Redskins constantly going to free agency to try to fill up like all their position needs.
No. I just say just
Look at Pop. I just started space.
no. I mean just to fill for now. If these guys aren't the answer, like if you need one veteran to plug in and play, like I believe how young they are, they do need a vet presence. So go get one.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind one of them, but you got
I wanted Warner.
2 quality linebackers out of these guys.
You got to draft one linebacker with the first, or a second, depending on who falls.
I would say second.
Like I thought Wagner would have been a great person to bring in to help these young guys develop.
Bobby Wagner?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
KJ instead.
Yeah, I
Or
go
you think
crazy.
KJ Wright?
Yeah, or KJ Wright.
KJ Wright.
Yeah, he's playing well too. Still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
I mean, there's
either
veteran
one of them.
linebackers. Yep. I think we need to get one in the draft, though. I think in the first or second round, probably more like the second round. I'm hearing, but I think we need to invest some more into that position through the draft. We could add a veteran too in free agency because we're gonna have that cap space to fool around with. So.
I mean, your linebackers in the draft are like second and third rounds, so you're not looking at linebackers in the first.
I don't know, man. Nakobe Dean. I don't know about that one.
Nakobe Dean, speak on it, Papa.
Listen, he may be from Georgia, and we all know I hate Georgia. But that kid, oh my God. That kid's hell special. He is really freaking good. Like, words don't do him justice. I mean, just go watch the film. He's all over the place. It's like how Jordy and I describe Kyle Hamilton as the golden bullet. I don't know. Give me a second to think of a creative name for him.
The Mulling Missile? I don't know.
The Red Rocket. No, that's a sexual term. Never mind.
That's Andy Dalton.
Yeah, well, there's a new Red Rocket.
Andy Dalton's the Red Rifle.
Send me his highlights on DM.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll do. But yeah, although real quick, AK, got a question for you because I know you were saying you're no longer thinking about drafting a corner and having Tay Gowan.
Well, I said because of the level that Slay's playing at.
I know, but I'm saying instead of drafting a corner to be opposite of Slay, you're thinking put Tate Gowan opposite of Slay.
I would because of the young talent that we have there with McPherson, Gowan, and Vincent Jr., I would let them battle it out, yes. I don't think we need to go out and get someone. I don't think we need to bring in another veteran after Nelson leaves. Let these guys battle it out. I believe Gowan will win it.
Yes. Okay. But my question is though, with Gowan playing JUCO and then that 1 year and then taking that year off because of his kid and for COVID reasons, obviously, would you be opposed to we draft a corner first round and then Gowan has more time to learn underneath Slay, and then when Slay goes in like 2-ish years, because Gowan will still be under that rookie contract, then move Gowan in?
No, because of what you just said. 2 years.
Well, two-ish.
If you have Slay for 2 more years and you can guarantee that, then I let what we have go, because guess what? We have bigger needs on this team than corner. You know, we need defensive end help. We need DT help, because I don't know what's going to happen with Cox next year. You know, so you need another DT. You need some linebackers. You need some safeties. And we all say Kyle Hamilton, and I'll agree to that until draft night. Hopefully that happens. You know, but you need help in other positions. And right now we have a lot of questionable but good talent at the corner. You know, they're very young, but they have pretty good upside. So let's develop them. You know,
Okay, fair point. Fair point.
Worry about that in a year from now or 2 years from now, whenever Slay's ready to walk. By that time, Gowan will be ready to slide in the 1, and then your rookie can slide in the 2.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah,
Well, my only argument with that is I would rather have Calvin play at the 2, because there's no better thing for them to learn off of than actual experience. Because being on the field for so long, you could only take so many amount of reps. You got to get on the field somehow. So if he is like, I don't know. I guess the trending thought is that we're getting rid of Steven Nelson this season after the end of the season. I guess that's the trending thought. If you do, I guess that's where you're moving Gowan. But again, if that's the thought and that's the idea, you got to start playing little by little as we go along now. Because again, if we do make it to the playoffs, we're going to need guys that have playoff experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least football experience. You don't want anyone in the playoffs that's never even played the regular season. You don't want that to happen, as we've done in the past. So again, we're going to have to work these guys in. That's something the game is going to have to work on.
And who knows, maybe it's been staring us in the face the whole time. You know, McPherson has been the one that has been stepping in. Maybe they've been telling us the whole time. I don't know. By that, you know, I do like his speed. You know, on special teams, he's always the gunner, and he's always down there before the ball even gets there, you know. So he's got great speed for a corner. It pretty much means he can keep up with anyone. You know, he's got good length at 6'1", I believe, or 6 foot, whatever it is. But he's got long arms. You know, he's made for JG's defense, and he's been out there playing the most out of all of them. So who knows, man? Maybe that's the way he goes next year. I have no idea.
Do you think that because of how good he's playing and, you know, his contract, do you think we could possibly lose Slay this offseason?
I would not do it. I wouldn't do it. No.
Even if they give you like a second?
Nope. Slay's our Darrell Revis, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, like AK says, he'd be on the island, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as he's producing, bro, he stays on this team.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I
think he's the
look
best
at
corner in football right now, to me.
Because listen,
he's
he's a bigger effect than just the corners. He's helping Devontae Smith develop as a wide receiver every day when he's out there practicing. He's helping all the wide receivers. He's helping the tight ends. He's helping the corners. He's helping everyone. And that is an asset you can't afford to lose, especially when you're rebuilding.
And he's helping Devontae Smith learn how to be a cornerback. Have you seen that?
I did, yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's even taught Avonte Maddox a thing or two. You know, it's not coincidental that he is playing that much better in the slot. You know, it's just there's a lot of things that have his of Slay's magnitude that he can rub off on a lot of guys.
Yeah,
you are starting to sound like robots. I couldn't hear anything.
And no lie, if he can rub off on these guys, man, imagine 3 more Slays. If we can get 3 Slays out of the ordeal, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I just can't wait till Godwin does play, because, you know, he's a physical corner, smart, fast. He can get after at the point of attack. Like, it's crazy. Like, I just can't wait. And I hope that, you know, all those pieces fit together.
The potential's there, my guy. All we got to do is find out. But
my main thing is I just don't want to see him inactive anymore. Like, even if he doesn't play, I'd rather just not have him on the inactive list.
We're just so deep there right now, man.
Well, I know, but still, like
I told you, Gowan's a future plan. That is why they got him. They didn't get him to play now. They got him for next year. That
I know, but I do want to see more of him, because I out of the few snaps we saw in Detroit, I like what I saw.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he stayed with that dude hip to hip.
No, he's a beast, dude.
I
We got to
will
get him back on Foothills, by the way. You had him on before. We got to get him on the East Meets West.
I know. I've been reaching out to him.
Right.
He's saying he wants to wait until after the season's over, but so we'll see. I'm gonna try to stay on him and see if we can get him on here sooner than that.
Can I be invited to that? I want to talk to the man.
Of course.
I'll be like,
we could have a little panel on.
Right?
Yeah. Nightings, you say, Vic.
What's good, Nightings?
I'm still here. I was playing a board game with my fam. Trust me. Awesome
Did you
night.
cheat?
It's all good, bro.
Did you cheat? He seems like the guy that would cheat. Were you the banker? Were you pocketing yourself money? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You sunk my battleship.
Wait a minute.
I mean,
There's a bank in that?
AK pulled the Uno card earlier, so yeah, we've been playing. They're doing
Right.
game night as well.
Get tabletop simulator.
Nah, man, I have high hopes for this team the rest of the year. I just hope they don't prove me wrong because I hate looking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Mm-hmm.
As long
I've been
as
doing
they
it.
continue to progress the way
Been
they
doing it
have,
for 19 years, man. Tired of it.
Got a ways to go to catch up to us there.
Right, Mr. Fuchs.
Right.
But yeah,
For whatever reason,
go ahead, Papa.
I was like, how do y'all know my last name? And I was like, wait, it's literally my Twitter. I don't know why I completely forgot.
Should be asleep. I have to be
Don't worry.
on complex tomorrow. Got to get. You're going to the NovaCare complex tomorrow? Oh yeah, Vontae got to get that rest.
get your rest, my guy.
Right?
Shit,
your
you
shoulders
got
feel
paid. You
good.
can afford it.
If anything, Chip Kelly has taught us rest is very important.
Mhm.
Right.
That must have been just a stinger that Avante had because he came back in the game not too long after that. So
I was gonna say, I thought I remember seeing him in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he came back.
he was back in there.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, if need to, Avante hit me up. I don't know how much it'll cost to donate my shoulder to you. Might look a little weird, but listen,
Get a puppy
all
shoulder.
He can
All
be
I-
fit.
all I ask is there just needs to be a statue of me in front of the NovaCare. That's all I ask.
A little mini
Well,
one next to the poles.
Right. All right. I listen every time a certain Eagle. Earlier, I tried to donate my yeah.
There he is.
Earlier, I tried to donate my Achilles to Brandon Graham. He didn't get back to me with that one though.
No one wants your white boy
Yeah,
Achilles.
Right? On the wrong color for Philly, apparently. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, I tried.
Yeah, exactly. Congrats on the money, Avante, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna wrap this thing up because we've been on for over 2.5 hours now. I got work early in the morning, so I got to get some sleep. Got to get that beauty sleep, you know. But Papa Sora, let them know where they can find you at, and if you got any closing comments, get them off your chest.
Yeah, y'all can find me on Twitter at Papa_Fuchs, Fuchs spelled Fuchs. Lately been posting a lot about the disappointments of Florida right now. Not their basketball team, though. Their basketball team's pretty good. But, yeah. And then y'all can find me on Twitch and Sora, or Twitch and Sora, what the fuck? Twitch and YouTube at Papa Sora.
I got
Right, I come on. Yeah. Upcoming content will be there. Twitch mainly gaming. YouTube probably will do a bunch of sports stuff, little skits and all that. And closing comments, we gonna win out. We gonna be in the playoffs. Mark my words.
One of these days, Vic, we're gonna get you in the woods.
That sounds so fucking bad.
I'm gonna isolate now. That was isolated for sure. Right? You gotta play like ding, 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 ding.
It started with 4 and it ended with 4.
Big 3. Let it be.
Listen, I'm at the woods now, bro.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
No.
Vic,
Hey, you know
blink
it
twice
is.
and you're okay.
Constantly staying away from the woods and any of those natural creatures that be out there.
Vic,
You see me on the
Vic,
chat.
I'll give you the 20 gauge. It's fine.
Oh, listen, if you're gonna do that, then I have all the fun then.
There we go.
Yes.
Yes.
You give me that, I'm fine then. But
Yes.
if I
Isolate that part.
He's gonna get back in the car and go back.
He's gonna
Yeah,
give you
man.
a stick with fire.
I'm not doing that natural man.
Here's your torch. Yeah. Welcome to Alabama. Here are the woods.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's one state you won't ever catch these feet touching.
You might not see any critters, but you'll see other rednecks there. Don't worry.
Oh heck yeah! Hey man, you have a good night too,
Thank
Natty. Yeah,
Thank you, ladies.
but like I was saying,
Yeah,
you
thank
know,
you,
it is victory. You see me in the chat, you see me on Twitter, you see me on my guys' channels all the time, always supporting great Eagles content. You'll see me with my guys also on the East and East West every Saturday night, I guess, at 9 o'clock or whenever we do it at 9 o'clock. You'll always catch me on my post game panel show. Like I always say, man, Eagles content creators out there, support them, like, share, retweet. You know, get it out there for them, help them out. And thank you guys for letting me on.
Always.
Not a
Anytime, Vic, you know.
Anytime.
You're our brother. AK,
Amen.
Listen,
let 'em
man.
know.
All I can say is over the last 48 hours, I've gained 7 subs. I appreciate the love and support. I'm at 259, I believe. So I'm 1 away from 260. I'm trying to get to 300 before Christmas. Please help me out. You know, I'm at my watch hours damn near for the most part. So I'm just worried about subs at this point. If you can help me out, get me out there to everyone. Let them see my content. Hit the like on the videos, whatever you can do. Much appreciate. And if I don't see you all before then, happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, and God bless everyone. Appreciate it.
Well said, my guy. Definitely. And yes, you guys be safe out there for the holidays. Travel safe. Be aware of your surroundings if you're going out in big groups, because you know, thoughts and prayers to the victims of that the parade tragedy that happened. You know, it was that's very disturbing to see, very sad, and just a terrible time. Anytime for something like that to happen, but especially during the holidays. You know, it's just kind of it's put a damper on things recently, but you know, just thoughts and prayers to all the families and the friends of the victims out there, the victims themselves, everybody that was involved, definitely, except for the perpetrator, obviously. But you know, like we always say, you guys are and I mean this when I truly mean this when I say it. You guys are the food and the water to the channel. Without you, it does not continue to survive. So if you're feeling the vibe, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to keep our dreams alive. And good looking hunk. Hey, Papa Sora, is that your girlfriend?
I saw that name and I started laughing.
Oh, it was a beautiful. Yeah, it really. Yeah. That's a funny name though. Good looking honky. I like that.
Shout out to you, my guy.
Right. If you're not a good looking honky, if you're not a Philbilly already, you need to become one because your name fits perfectly.
You already got the name of a Philbilly, yeah.
Yeah, join the Fuck You crew while you're at it too, my guy.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Sub up to all these guys. Make sure you do that. Sub up to Papa Sora. Sub up to Vic 3. Sub up to my man, AK Eagles of Eagles Uncensored podcast. Let's get him to 300 before Christmas. Let's get him that gift. Definitely, let's show the love, pay it forward. And we've been on here long enough, so Until next time, we fly until we die. Stay mean, stay green. Thanks for viewing us on your screen. But most importantly, keep it fuego. All right, y'all. It's been a great night. You guys have a happy and safe holiday if we don't see you. We're planning on being on Tuesday, so check us out. Love and appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. Peace out, y'all.
That was that.
Have a good night, everybody.